episode of Downtown to Downstar, episode 228. And today we are here with Dennis Caco of Max Boost.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
In person, dude.
Made it to the wall. I made it to the wall. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. I made it to the wall.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You know what? It's a big deal to me that it's a big deal to you.
It is.
Because I started this shit in my garage at my house, dude. With a little table, the foldable 6-foot table, and a tablecloth over it.
Every great business.
Yeah, and it's crazy because that's when I started Downstar. It started the same way. So when I wanted to start the podcast, and it was in that rough stages, I was like, I've been here before. I know this.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm sure that you know that feeling. I was listening to guys, this is Dennis's second time on the podcast. The first time was 66 episodes ago, dude.
Wow, man.
Episode what is the number episode? So is it 162 was the last episode, guys.
Dang.
So when we talked on that episode, we talked about pretty much the whole entire history of Max Boost, where it came from and where it's become now.
Yep.
And now, 66 episodes later, we got some stuff cooking, man.
We're back.
So tell me about this one, dude.
Yeah, man. So first off, I appreciate being here. And
thank you.
Yeah, no, dude, I told you in the last thing. I said we got to come back because I want to sit here. I want to sit in this chair,
yeah.
And it's an honor to be here. So I appreciate that. But yeah, Max Boost, for those who may not know, is the original comic that used to be inside Import Tuner magazine. You guys remember magazines? So inside Import Tuner magazine, there used to be a comic inside of it, a 2-page comic, 2 to 4 page comic inside each of the magazines, and that was Max Boost. And a lot of people don't know this either, that I actually helped create Import Tuner magazine. I designed the original logo. I actually have those drawings here, which I wanted to share with you, Frank.
Oh, dude, last time you couldn't even find them.
I couldn't show you anything. So I brought a lot of history here.
Yes.
These are from the early 2000s. Wow. And just kind of give you an example of how we grow something from the garage.
Yeah.
Right? And so you're talking about that. So Max Boost's original comic, and it ran in Import Tuner magazine for almost 10 years. And in order to read all of the comic books, you'd have to go back and try to find every single Import Tuner issue, which you're not going to do.
Definitely.
Not going to happen. So instead, what we did is we launched this book on Kickstarter right now at maxboost.com, and it has every issue of Max Boost in it. And so you get to reread essentially what would be considered, a lot of people consider OG nostalgia of tuner culture here in the United States. It was the first tuner comic ever.
Yeah, because when we were talking about it, you can actually see the progression of the import community from the earlier episodes or issues of Max Boost to what it is now.
For sure, yeah. As a street racer, everyone started off doing that, right? So starting off as a street racer and then combining my love for comic books, and I also worked in the comic book industry, and combining the two things, tuner culture plus comic books turned into Max Boost.
Very cool, dude.
Yeah.
Now, this one's on Kickstarter. How long is that campaign lasting for?
So from today, we have about 7 more days left in Kickstarter.
What's today's
date? Today's Friday. I think it's the 7th or something.
Okay, yeah, Friday the 7th lost.
So we end next Friday.
Okay.
So so next Friday we end on the 13th at like 8 p.m. And you get a chance to get this collector's edition, which has the book sleeve as the cover. It's got a free 8x10 print in it. It's signed, numbered, and sealed.
Very cool.
You can't get that after Friday. So that's what we're doing. And it launched on Kickstarter, and it's doing pretty well. So we're at over $50,000 in pre-orders.
Wow. Yeah. Very cool, man.
Yeah. And I believe 600 something plus people have pre-ordered the book already. And so I'm super stoked about that. I'm honored. And I just appreciate that the Max Boost fans are there.
Yeah. That's very cool, dude. Just to have everything in the book here.
Yeah. And that's just the prototype. Obviously, the actual book is not. The actual book is actually not going is going to be help. The people who buy it are going to help write it.
How so?
So this is going to be the first time in 15 years I'm going to be drawing new Max Boost issues. So it's going to have all the classic issues, 200 pages of all the classic issues from the past.
Okay.
It ends abruptly. There's a whole story there. I think I told you in the last podcast where I just stopped. I disappeared. Mm-hmm. Everyone's like, "Where's Max Boost? Where's Dennis? What happened?" And nobody knew.
So that was about 2006 to about 2016, 17?
Yeah, 2006. Yeah, I ended, and then like 3 or 4 years ago, we started to touch on Instagram to see if anyone cared that we were missing, and apparently a lot of fans are still here, which I am very blessed to have. And so, yeah, 2006 stopped. So the book is going to be the first time we're going to add new episodes, new comics ever. It's going to be the first time I've drawn new comic pages in 15 years. And so how the readers are going to be involved is everyone who buys the book is going to have access to a community, and we're going to interact both on Zoom and online.
Okay.
And I'm going to bring out some story ideas. We're going to talk about maybe everything from characters to story ideas to even a dialogue, and people can vote, throw in, pitch in. It's like a total community project to seeing how we can make Max Boost. And I'd love to get everybody's thoughts on it and see if we could come up with one of the coolest stories ever.
Gosh.
Yeah, because trust me, everybody comes back. It's like, dude, can you put my car in it? Maybe.
Yeah.
Can you put this character in it? Oh, dude, you got to talk about this guy and all this stuff. And they have all these ideas. And I'm like, why don't we just get everybody in it?
Yeah.
Like, everybody involved. And so when you purchase the book, you get to be part of the family, and we're going to create it together.
Got you.
Yeah. Ideally, when I start to draw it, I want to go live like every day, every other day, and just kind of show people the process of what we're doing as we build it, and finish this book that you helped make happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think people really love being involved.
Very cool, man.
Yeah.
Dude, it seems like you're tapping back into your creative process.
For sure, dude. All that creativity. And so, like, I'm going to say it even now. I was like, that we had you on in the influencers cover.
Yeah,
right?
dude, I love it, man.
Let me show you this real quick, because I'm going to tell you something I think is going to be pretty fun. So in the influencer cover, the Friends and Influencers cover, Frank's in this one. He's right here. Bam.
Yeah, Heavy in the Streets, EG.
There it is. Heavy in the Streets for sure. And so I just decided to do a cover variant of all my friends and influencers, people that are respected in the industry and people that were down. And so you've got, you got Gary in here, you got Team Scoundrels, you've got Bassett from Infofest, obviously Di and Matt, and from Team Falcon, and
you got Nick Hogan on there.
Got Nick Hogan, you got Mickey, from Throttle.
Yeah.
So all these guys on here, TrackSpec DD. And then there's a story here we got to talk about with this S2000 and Michael Bush's
definitely
S2000. We got Joey on here. So I just decided to do this for fun, and you were part of it. I'm never probably ever going to do it again. This is the hardest piece of artwork I have ever done in my life.
Why is that?
Dude, there's like 18 cars on here.
Yeah.
There used to be a time where I would do basically a car every couple weeks. So it took a long time. And I was supposed to do this cover like without very much detail.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to do it quickly, and then I just started getting into it. I'm like, dude, I want to do it good.
So and you were talking this is so much detail.
Yeah. Every single one of these, and then your car and everything else. So one of the cool things I'm thinking about doing in Volume 3 is getting I wanted to do something where I go, hey, we want to put some new characters in Volume 3. Who should they be?
Yeah.
And I want to throw some real people in there, like maybe this guy.
Oh, dude, really?
If you're down to be a character.
Dude, I'm a character to a lot of people. It depends on who you ask.
Then maybe, yeah. That'd be cool. So we'd post something like fans and go, but here, I'll take it a step further. I would love to post a post where I go, do we want Frank Downstar to make an appearance in a future episode of Max Boost? And if we do, here's the kicker. I want to know, what is he wearing?
Oh, shit.
Yeah. What does he do? But here's the coolest part. What is his superpower?
Oh, my goodness.
How fun would that be?
That would be so cool, dude.
I hope you think that's cool. Because I'd be like, dude, I think that would be really fun. What's he driving? Obviously, everyone's going to have an idea about which one he should drive or whatever. Or you're going to drive my BMW.
Yeah.
I told him
you can take it if you want, bro. Go ahead.
Nah, but yeah, dude, I thought that'd be kind of fun.
That would be so amazing.
So if I turned you into a superhero, would that be cool?
Oh, dude, I would love it, bro. I want to be a toy too. I want to look like one of these dudes.
That's the next step. Oh. And so we're definitely talking about toys. I brought toys out here today. And at the end of the day, what I think I want the listeners to understand is that I gave up on this in 2006, and now I'm back. And it was a thing that I'm grateful to my fans and the people that love Max Boost to help me get back here, to come back to do something that I pretty much gave up on. And what I'm showing here is all these things and behind me. These aren't new. This is the first time I've ever brought these out, I think, for anything, where these are the classic. These are what we did back in the day and essentially failed. at. And I wanted to kind of share that and talk about a little bit about that because I think that's interesting.
Yeah.
Because I'm back and we're going to succeed now.
Yeah.
And I know it. And I'm just like, I got a second chance at this. And so it's like, so I'm just super grateful to fans. I mean, you've seen the stories. Our fans are the best fans in the world, buying us cars, like legitimately, and supporting us, showing up to watch. I just did Global Time Attack, in Washington State. Got fans showing up over there saying, what's up? It's just they're incredible, and I appreciate them. And they at the end of the day is helping someone have their dreams come true. You know? And and that's any comic book artist, any artist in anything. All you want to do is create something that makes a difference. And when the fans that I have shown me that Max Boost has played a part in their lives, and the stories are crazy. The stories are crazy of how important Max Boost has been to some people. You'd never know as an artist. You don't know what difference you make, and I've got crazy stories.
Yeah, just like looking at the cover here, I saw the Nick Hogan. When I had him on the podcast, I mentioned you, and dude, his eyes lit up, man. He's like, "Oh my god, I love that comic book," man. And he was just so stoked on it, and you could just tell like that it touched him.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's touched thousands of other people.
Yeah, I didn't realize until I started coming back. Now that everyone's older. A lot of 12, 13-year-old kids that couldn't drive yet lived vicariously in tuner culture through the magazines and through Max Boost as a comic.
Yeah.
And so Nick was the same way. Nick was actually one of the first people I ever met when I came back. For some weird reason on Instagram, Memo, my buddy Memo, he connected with, he was managing the account. And Memo I credit with a lot of me coming back because he's like, let's just throw up an Instagram. Let's just go see,
Yeah.
And so we end up contacting Nick. Nick's like, and I just throw it out there. I'm like, you want to meet up in person? And I'm like, Nick's like, yeah, I'm down. Went out to go see him. And I just want to tell Nick, I never forgot that day when we came out to go meet, sitting across from Nick. And then him talking about Max Boost and how as a kid at 12 years old, I think he said 12, 13 years old, he would beg his mom to go to the local grocery store or whatever to go pull an import tuner and go buy one, and so he could keep reading Max Boost. And it was just weird. I thought I should be starstruck being in front of him. It felt like he was starstruck being in front of me. And then that was the first time very few people have ever seen a collected issues of Max Boost because they're usually all in Import Tuner magazine separately. I had one, a prototype, and I put it in his hand, and he's like, oh crap. And this was years ago. This was like, I think probably 5 years now.
Yeah. When
I actually met him. I didn't launch yet. Or 4 years, about something like that. And I didn't really launch yet. I wasn't sure if I wanted to. But man, that was one really pivotal meeting that just put a lot of wind in my sails to go, wow, if Nick had that story about Max Boost and what it meant to him, and even his company, he named in one of the lines in one of the books, Max says, Holy Shift. He named his company Holy Shift. One of them. Yeah. So like, what? And there's stories like this everywhere. And I'm just very grateful that Max Boost has made any kind of a difference to anyone. And when I was at SEMA, I was signing at the Honda booth and doing sketches. A couple of guys come up to me and they're like, hey, are you Dennis from Max Boost? I'm like, yeah, cool. Nice to meet you. And they're like, no, man, I just want to tell you, Max meant so much to me. When we were growing up, it inspired us to get into the tuner culture. And then now got into the tuner culture, got into cars, and we own our own shop out here in the Bay Area now. I'm like... And they said, I'm like, you credit Max Boost for that? And they're like, yeah. And I said, dude, come on, that's cool, man. And I'm like, it just makes it worth it. Everything that I ever went through with it. And I did all the issues. I did almost 10 years of comics at Import Tuner, and I didn't get paid $1.
Yeah.
Right? I did it for exactly that reason, because I felt like it would help the tuner culture grow. And
now, back then, did you have a way of getting like in touch with the fans as you do now?
Oh, no, back then, I stayed away from the limelight. Like I even though I was part of the magazine, I would try to avoid being in it. Like I was like, I'll let everyone else do that. And so I kind of hid, and I just let Max Boost do the thing by itself. So back then, not too many people knew who I was. But everybody knew who Max Boost was back then. And so that was good enough for me. There wasn't really much social like in that way back then. One of the coolest things that did happen, though, I don't know why I'm thinking about this right now, is everything back then was truly word of mouth. It's the weird thought. but
Yeah.
it is word of mouth. That's how people knew your rep as a street racer or your car or anything was like word of mouth. May never have even seen your car, but they'll know Frank. Like they know Frank with the X, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's really cool. Like when I was shooting our movie, The Last Race, right?
Yeah.
And I was walking around. Again, nobody knew who I was. I was walking around the set. We had like hundreds of extras. There was a group of extras sitting around with the cars and just talking car talk. And I hear Max Boost. So I walk over there, right? These
No
guys,
way.
Yeah, they don't know me.
Yeah.
And I sit in this circle of like, I don't know, I think 10 people talking about Max Boost, and they were saying good things about it, luckily.
Yeah.
And I'm standing there in the circle, right?
Wow.
They don't know who I am. And I'm listening to them talk about Max and like this issue and, you know, Papa Wheelie and the characters is really cool to do that. And I'm like, wow, man, they're really immersed in the characters. That's awesome. And then I finally had to say something. And I just go, you guys like Max Boost? They kind of looked at me sideways and like, yeah.
Mind your business, dude.
Not that. Because then I went, thank you. And then they paused and they looked at me like, what? and then someone put two and two together. And they're like, bro, you're Max Boost? I'm like, yeah. And that was one of the coolest things to hear people talk about it back then. And so that was about the closest thing to social media and interacting with the community I think that I could have got. But otherwise, I'm pretty introverted. I kind of hide.
Yeah.
You know.
I feel you. I was actually there that night for
The Last Race?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
You were an extra?
I raced like a Matrix or something. Yeah.
Are you kidding me, dude?
I swear. Remember they had I remember they brought sandwiches and they were like these like Philly cheesesteak kind of French dip sandwiches, and I was
You
like,
were on
damn,
my
this is so
you
good.
were at my movie.
I was there, dude. With
What?
with the Infinite guys. Anthony,
Oh my god, dude.
Anthony Doe from Infinite Wheels.
Okay.
Like that crew of guys from
no
San
idea.
Fernando Valley.
I mean, everybody came out. It was a legal street race.
Yeah, I remember that. They had a bunch of the guys from Compton out there racing, and then I was with the that was what, back in what, 2009 maybe?
Bro, you no
2010? It was 2009, 2010, somewhere around there.
I don't even remember.
Yeah,
This is
it
a
was
long time
because
ago.
that's when I was hanging out with
Right.
my buddy Guillermo, GPR Auto. He introduced me to all the guys from San Fernando, and then we had gotten word somehow about the shoot, so we just met up there.
It was a long time.
And then yeah, basically they were just, all right, you over here, and they're gonna race. And yeah, I beat a Matrix. Fucked them up,
Dude,
bro.
the craziest part about that night was we were street racing legally, basically, because we were filming, and there was cops on both ends blocking off the intersections. So every time we come through, it's just the weirdest thing being a street racer at the time, finishing a street race, seeing a cop turning around and doing it again. I was like,
Like downtown LA.
you're just like, this is weird, doing it in
Yeah.
front of them. But yeah, that's cool, crazy, man. I didn't
Everything's
know that.
tied together, bro.
For sure, especially in this industry.
We're in the Matrix, dude.
We are, that's a whole nother conversation. But yeah,
Yeah, dude.
Inception, baby.
We are in there.
Yeah.
So for everybody that hasn't listened to the last episode, let's take it back to 2006. Let's take it back to your mind state, 2006. And what was it that made you take this almost
Hiatus?
10-year hiatus? Yeah.
So I think this is where it cues in kind of the toys. So right here, you're seeing these toys, and this is before the 3D printing.
Okay.
Think about that for a second. So Max Boost was on a roll. We started in 98, and I put my heart and soul into it every year, every month. And we just continue to grow that along with my other company, Autocannon, right? My clothing brand. And so we were getting to a place where my goal, period, with Max Boost was always to become a film. I just wanted to be a film. And of course, all the merchandise, and I think I said in the last podcast, like literally my dream is this with Max, is one day there's a knock at my door, right? I open it, and it's a kid in a Max Boost costume saying trick or treat. That's my goal. See, that'll make me cry.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, and I have a 6-year-old son now, and I can only imagine, like, I want him to be a Max Boost fan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so back then, that's what our goal was. And dude, it seemed like nothing could go wrong. Everything was going right. I had licenses with Toyota, Mitsubishi, Subaru, Honda, and all those guys. Thank you to Honda. They helped start that whole entire thing. And we started to planning this line. And I just kept doing the comic, kept doing the comic, comic. I had an agency representing Max Boost. Just, things were getting serious. We started getting these serious meetings, and we ended up having some interest from a toy company called Playmates Toys, and that's Ninja Turtles. Those guys. I happened to be one of the main sponsors of Import Fest in Canada, the biggest, baddest car show in Canada with Bassett and Mirza. And it happened to fall at the right time where John Sinclair, the CEO or one of the top guys, maybe not the CEO, but one of the guys who, top guys over at Playmates, happened to be in Toronto. So I was like, just come over. Come go check out this car show, this thing that I'm telling you, there's this culture, this tuner culture. This is early 2000s, guys. So this is before, like, you know, the whole Fast and the Furious thing really picked up and all of that, like very early. And so around the time, people still didn't get it.
Yeah.
Like, why do people race Civics, right? And so he came over, saw the show. It was blown up. I mean, it was an amazing show. In the Sky Dome and everything, beautiful. He came out, he's like, this is amazing. I don't know what it is, but this is awesome. And it looks like a toy line would be viable. We ended up signing a deal with Playmates Toys. That was the first deal to get signed. That was a big deal. And I'm like, here we go. And so you just right there, that deal crossed over into like basically mom and pop to now you got to act like legit serious. Now it's all networks and it's business for sure. So they don't sign a deal like that and fork over a lot of money to not have something happen, right? So now they're behind Max Boost. And now you got to think about it. This company is behind Max Boost. Now they need other people to jump on board and other companies to jump on board and make Max Boost even bigger so that their investment in Max Boost also is secured, right, and grows. So now we're like, okay, what do we need next? We need, we got the toy side of things. The other thing that we need are like publication deal. We need to have, they want us to get a publication deal. They want a video game deal. They want all this stuff. So we started lining up all this stuff. And so people were interested. THQ video for videos, video games, and you know, apparel and Tokyo Pop for comic books, like all of it. Things are lining up. Things are looking good. All we needed was one thing. So was a TV show. That's it. Just a Saturday morning cartoon. That's it.
That's all we needed.
Yeah, just easy peasy, right?
Simple.
And yeah, sorry if you heard the story already maybe on the last podcast, but yeah, that was all we needed. And so we went to work, and that was a lot of work, and it was expensive, but it was worth the shot, right? You got to shoot the shot. You're here at this point, got to go. And so now we're starting to look into everywhere from Disney to Cartoon Network at the time, to Nickelodeon, to whatever. We're going all the way across the board, and we happened to hit WB. And we knew that if we get a Saturday morning cartoon, not only will all the other deals close, but Walmart and Target loved the toys already. They didn't want to put a toy on the shelf that didn't have a cartoon behind it.
Got you.
Okay? Because cartoons are the advertisements for the toys, guarantees sales, guarantees, right? So they just wanted that. They're like, we're good. We're ready to go. I'm like, here I am. Biggest toy retailers in the world, in the United States, are ready to grab this stuff. They love it. We had personal meetings with them at the Toy Fair in Javits Center. Worked really hard. It took a year. All right. So we just needed the show. And so the show was one pitch from a guy named Reggie Hudlin. And Reggie Hudlin, who created Boondocks. Have you ever seen that cartoon?
Yes.
He also was the executive producer of Django Unchained. He ended up becoming the president of BET Network. He was one of my guys on the inside. And I actually didn't know him at the time when he pitched my show. It's like that. It's that kind of thing. Just my agent's like, just trust me. Reggie's going to get the job done. Okay.
Wow. I think he just did a show with Charlemagne that's coming out on Comedy Central.
Probably. He's busy.
Wow, dude. That's crazy.
And so he comes in, and I guess I'll tell this part of the story because he comes in not in a suit. I'm suited up. I'm thinking I need to be suited. He comes in like in linens. Like he just came off of a private jet.
He probably did,
from Trinidad. I swear, sandals and everything. I was like, I looked at Russell and I go, dude, are you sure? He's all, he got this. Yeah. Anyways, he did. He pitched it in. He considered it an in-room buy where everyone's like, "Yeah, this is awesome. Let's do it." Long story short, 1 week before our deal was signed, and the deal was amazing, dude. I was retired. I felt like it was just going to be like unbelievable. All the things they tell you, or don't do these deals because lose this, lose that, lose it, which is true. I was smart enough to not have those things happen, and they weren't happening in there. I was still getting merchandising royalties. I was still getting all this stuff. So I had an amazing deal in my 20s. with all of this going on, and I credit that to my agency and them not trying and being good guys. Russell, thank you. You don't screw people. And we were almost signed, so it went from hero to one day I'm standing in my AutoCannon office and I get the call. What's up, Russell? He goes, He goes, Max is on life support. And I went, what? Like, we're literally celebrating already. And the guy on the inside of WB, John, got fired out of nowhere. And the girl that replaced him, when they have a regime change like that, they want to swipe the table.
Yeah.
Nothing, and they just get rid of everything. And they did. My heart went just to the floor. And I was already, like, around that time, it was already tough for me. Like, I was already kind of dealing with a lot of things, and I was having it was tough. And I spent a lot of money. I spent everything to get to this point. So I invested everything, goes to zero, hero to zero, and like nothing, heartbroken. And so, yeah, that was it. And that was the part where I started to, like, I couldn't do max boost anymore at that point. I felt like fully defeated, like pretty defeated, that I was like, I need to take a break. I didn't want to stop. I said, I'll take a break. And I thought I was going to take a break for one issue. And I never missed an issue of Max. Max has never been not in an issue of Import Tuner on purpose. There was one time it was an accident. But on purpose. And I said, I just told the editor, I said, dude, I needed a break. And then 1 month became 2. And then 2 became 4 and 6. And pretty soon I was like, maybe they don't really want Max in there because they're not really calling me back, not asking to have me back. But the fans were. I saw fan mail coming in, actual mail. And but I just, like, dude, I was so depressed. It was that was it. And I just and we didn't stop even then. So I went to Disney. We went to, like, I had a personal meeting with Cartoon Network, like literally in the hotel cafe, like here in San Diego, and just nothing panned out, and that was it. And I just felt like crap.
Damn.
Yeah, tough. And so these toys are the actual toys from those early 2000s that were pitched at the Javits Center at Toy Fair in the Warner Brothers, when we were doing the deal with Warner Brothers at the Playmates booth.
So if everything went right, these would have been on the shelves.
Yeah. And so these are the toys here, and these are the original maquettes I made before these toys were made. So Joe Phillips, a comic book artist, he is super talented. He's able to do comics and sculpt. He sculpted these for me. And then I sculpted that original car to kind of get a visualization of something that I thought could be kind of cool, a little wacky, on the cartoonized style that eventually led to this here, which I wanted them to be not like a normal car. Obviously I wanted them to be cartoony. And then these are actually push powered.
Very cool.
Yeah, and of course everybody in the industry at the time, like my friends over at Injin, Tanabe, all those guys were super supportive. That's why we have logos on the cars.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just never. So this is kind of like something that makes me proud, and then it used to make me sad too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all proud now. Just letting everyone know I'm good, and we'll talk about toys. But yeah, it's sad. Like, you just got that far. I spent all my money. I like everything. I'm just hanging out. I don't care. Like, I take full risk. And yeah, it didn't pan out.
So this time, 2006, before you get the news, how much of your time were you spending on Max Boost?
It was not a ton of time because I had AutoCannon running also. And so for some people who don't know AutoCannon was my company where I produced apparel. We were one of the original tuner culture apparel brands. Shift Gear, a lot of people probably have worn, like, literally sold over 1 million shirts. I mean, a lot.
Wow.
I was very quietly in my 20s in the industry, probably one of the most successful companies in the industry. You probably wouldn't know. In t-shirts, we were selling tons of them. We were like every major department store back in the day when that was the thing. And then we were selling all those shirts, and I was known for that car art style that I did your thing on. And for some people that may know, way back in the day, for our older audience, I was one of the original artists for a brand called Rollin' Hard, which is
That was the Lowrider brand,
Lowrider
right?
brand.
From like Miller's Outpost.
Exactly.
And
They were our first account.
Anchor Blue.
Yeah, they were our first account. There's crazy stories there. But yeah, so I used to do all that. And speaking of which, I totally forgot. I was like talking about t-shirts and stuff. We planning to come back and bring like autocannon back.
All right, guys, let's take a break for our next sponsor, Action Clutch. Big shout out to Action Clutch. Thank you guys for coming back as the sponsor for the next season of Downtime with Downstar. We're so excited to grow with you guys. And if you haven't checked out Action Clutch, check them out right now before this read at Action Clutch. They've been working on a lot of stuff, and they're really getting into content, which is awesome. But one of the most critical parts to any build is the clutch. Without a proper clutch, you won't be able to get that power to the wheels. No one wants to spend hundreds of dollars on a clutch that won't hold their power for more than a few races or spirited drives. That's why it's important to go with a kit that you know that you can count on, and that's why many people choose Action Clutch over the competition. Action Clutch makes kits here in the USA with parts sourced locally in Los Angeles. They have kits to replace OEMs clutches all the way up to 1200 horsepower and can be found everywhere from street cars, drag cars, even Formula Drift vehicles. Not only are the clutches made in the USA, but they've made a strong focus this year to give back to a percentage of sales to the community during these hard times, providing impacted families with groceries and other necessities. Contact them today with whatever you need, and they'll give you the family treatment. You can check them out at actionclutch.com. And if you don't see what you need on there, you can give them a call at 323-269-6051. Or, like I said, check them out on Instagram, and you can shoot them a DM and get right to it at Action Clutch, or you can email them at sales@actionclutch.com. Or if you want, you could just honk your horn 5 times in a row. Beep, beep, long beep, 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 and they'll be there right at your door. That's not going to happen, but what is going to happen if you use the code DTWD for checkout, you get 15% off. How lit is that? Go buy yourself a clutch. Now back to the show.
Oh, so I don't know if I said this in the last podcast, but a lot of people are familiar with a brand called Zoom Speed.
Yeah.
I don't know if I talked about it in a lot last podcast.
Very little. We didn't get to dive in much on autocannon or that one, so I would definitely like to talk about that.
Yeah, we could talk about it. I just for everyone listening, I guess it's just an example of how, as a creative guy, I took everything that I loved about tuner culture and just turned it into things like comics and trying to turn it into toys and a show and then apparel and all of that. That's just how I work and how I do business and stuff. So our goal is so one of the things we're bringing autocannon back. Probably sometime this year. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I thought was kind of cool was this.
I love it, guys. He brought a bunch of goodies, and I don't know what he has over there.
Well, maybe not a bunch, but I do actually have a bunch of goodies, but this one's particular. So I wanted to print I just wanted this. I want to give this to you as a gift, but I'm telling you, it gave me chills when I did it. But because I haven't printed a shirt in like forever. So I did a little Max Boost Downstar shirt. But the cool part is the car on the back, dude. So I don't know, man. I think it looks dope, dude. So this is...
Dude, are you serious, bro? Oh my God. I got to get a picture of this, dude.
So I was just wondering. So hopefully you like it.
Let me see that. Oh my God, dude.
This one's for you.
Dennis,
it's one of 2.
Wow, bro.
This is one of 2. Like, it's literally, this one's yours and this one's mine.
Dude.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, bro.
Isn't that dope?
God.
So it made me, bro, I have not done one of these in like 15 years. Like the comic I haven't drawn in 15 years. I haven't done shirts, which I was known for so long, in 15 years. And this was one of the first times I did a shirt, dude. I printed a shirt in 15 years. It's yours. So, yeah, and there you go. I'm happy to have done it. I'm happy to put it right here on the show and to tell everyone I'm gonna come back and do this because when they handed it to me, I just like had chills. It brought me back to nostalgia. It brought me back to the original tuner culture, and I just think it looks sick. And I bet you a few of your fans would want one.
Dude, these details are insane, bro. Guys, make sure you check this out.
Yeah, so what I did
on YouTube.
What I did do, Frank, just in case you're curious too, if anyone's interested in one of these, just go to downstar.maxboost.com. I already set up a thing. just to put your email address in there as a waiting list for anybody that might
Oh my
want something.
God,
If me
dude.
and Frank do a collab for anything, get on that list at, like I said, downstar.maxboost.com, and you'll be the first to know if Frank wants to do something.
Wow. Dude, I'm speechless, bro.
Yeah, I think it's and then yeah, I want to take it one step further. You ready for this?
Yeah.
One step further, this shirt.
Yeah.
I'm for my boys that are on the influencer cover and people that I, like I said, that are part of the Max Boost family. You may not know this, but we also have a licensing deal with Honda.
Yeah.
So we're working directly with them. So what I'm trying to do, and I've already proposed it, is I want this as an officially licensed Honda shirt.
Wow.
So it's legit. It's like a real thing.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
Can you imagine that? That's like a real, like a real, genuine Honda piece of.
You know what?
Apparel.
I'm like so shocked, bro, because nobody ever does stuff for us.
Like this. Really?
Ever.
Oh, wow.
Ever. And it's sometimes it gets to the point where I feel like, I don't want to say bitter, but just like jaded a little bit. Maybe the way that you felt in 2006, that you put so much into this industry that you love, and it's just you don't really feel like you get anything back from it.
Man.
I mean, you get the sales and the business and things like that, but like I'm a creative just you, and for somebody to just recognize that like you have, dude, like that means so much to me.
Well, let me tell you something then. That shocks me. I'm surprised people don't take care of it, because guess what? I'll just say something like, for example, Mickey over at Throttle.
Yeah.
So I look on the wall. He's got all these corporate sponsors, right? Those guys are just blown up beyond belief.
Yeah.
But guess who's what banners up on the wall? Downstar. Why? Because he wanted to honor the fact that you have always supported the industry, supported him, supported them from the beginning. So you're definitely one of the good guys. And that shocks me that people wouldn't do something like this. And I'm happy to have done it for you.
I love it,
and I'm
dude.
glad.
God
if
damn.
that makes you cry, then
dude.
No, but I mean, like, no, dude, you're doing podcasts. I said it last time. I said we need more guys like you, more guys that are like, what's the podcast for? It's to help spread the word, right?
Yeah.
The good word of whatever, right? And then same with Max. Max was to spread the good word of tuner culture to potentially to, like I said, to ages that would normally not even be able to drive, and it worked. 20 years later, we realized it worked, right?
Yeah.
Same thing, man. That's what you do. So, shoot,
dude,
man.
thank you.
Everybody, send Frank a gift, man. If he's taking care of you and you haven't done something for him, you're getting checked right now.
I don't want it to sound like that.
Nah, it doesn't sound like that.
You know what it is? Like, I posted it the other day that I've had so many people on the podcast and just wanting to share their story, and however big the platform is. Even if 100 people listen, at least those 100 people heard your story.
For sure.
And then after that, other people have started their own podcasts. And I'm just like, oh, cool,
sick.
Bro.
Yeah.
Great for you. And then, like, I never get hit up.
Oh.
I'm like, damn, bro, that kind of like, I don't know. I don't know if it just like slips their mind, or if I'm not even interesting enough that they would want me to be on their show, or if like it just makes me feel a certain way somehow. And it's not only that, but it's just like so many other things. But then there are those people that I've, just planting seeds all the time. Even with you, when you got out of Max Boost, I wasn't even in the Honda community. I said on the last one that I had my first forum in 2007. I signed up for my first Honda forum in 2007.
Wow.
And that was before I was even had a Honda. It was just because one of my buddies, he was into it. So I was like, oh, well, let me just get on it, because it was sort of like a social media. It reminded me of kind of like MySpace, but for car guys. So I just wanted to just be part of the community. So everything Max Boost prior to 2007, I had no idea about. So when you and I connected and, just started building a relationship, it just means so much to me that you see the value in what we're bringing to the table.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And I appreciate that, man. Even from you asking me if I wanted to be on the cover. It's just like, oh, that's so amazing, dude.
Yeah.
It's just, I feel you so much, dude, because like I come at this as a creator, and sometimes I'll create something that I think is like so amazing, and then it just doesn't get any love, and I'm like, fuck, dude, it's so discouraging. And that's like on such a smaller level. I could just imagine how it feels when you're just going to all of these meetings and and getting the toys made, and you gotta do this, and you're almost there.
Yeah.
And then it just rug gets pulled from under you, dude.
Yeah, yeah, man. So I just want to say, number one, I thought that was a really cool thing that you started when I stopped.
Yeah.
Right. I really love that. It's like we can represent kind of two different generations of the tuner culture.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's awesome. And then just the fact that, again, I'm recognizing you for sure. I mean, who's doing podcasts? Who's letting people tell stories? There's not too many people, I appreciate Big Mike for having me on his too. And, and obviously there's just a few people that want to tell these stories. And I think the stories are there.
Yeah.
And so, I appreciate you for that. And then, yeah, I think you need to be recognized. I think also from the entrepreneurial side of things, I mean, I could totally flip this and interview you 100%, because you're looking at a guy, right, who started off, I'll say kid, man. We're basically kids.
Yeah.
Loved skating, loved cars, loved whatever, and turned it into something that sustains a family. That's insane.
Yeah.
That, not just you, everyone, your family, and then every single person that works for you. I mean, that's huge. What you've accomplished is not the most common. Well, I'd love it more common, but it's not common. But you're an inspiration, dude.
Thank you.
You got this brand, your level of detail and everything that you talk about that's important to you. It shows in everything that you do, and then your hustle online, your hustle on the podcast, your hustle. Like I see it, and it's like, yeah, you deserve to definitely be on a show.
Thank you, bro.
I think you did do that to yourself. Didn't you interview yourself once?
Yeah, I did. And I yelled at myself. I yelled at myself. I think that I got to do a couple podcasts just solo. Just go ahead and off.
No, I'll come back. I'll come back and interview you.
That would be cool.
That'd be dope, dude. I should interview you. I think I could interview. I think I could do it.
That would be sick.
Let's do that. Let's plan that. See, we planned one. We planned that I come back last time.
Yeah.
Now let's plan. I'll interview you.
I'm down with
and
that.
I'll get ready with all the hard questions and everything. I'll make you cry.
Oh, Frankie. I want to cry, Dad.
And then I should do a post as a what should we ask Frank?
I want to cry.
And then I'll put it all together and I'll come back and I'll interview. I swear I could get into it too.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
So what we got at this table is just anybody that's out there that's listening right now. If you have an idea or you have a passion or a dream, this is literally what's sitting at the table right now.
Yeah. And that's one thing that I like
guys
to focus
that executed on that idea that keeps you up at night. That's it. The only difference between us and you, if you haven't done it, is literally doing it.
Just doing it.
It's literally doing it.
Yeah.
So, and hopefully we just give you a little bit of a, go for it. And you mentioned something I wanted to speak on. You said something about, I think failing or like, and then you just get down.
Yeah.
And it's like, what would you tell yourself back then if it happened, And I just realized something, man. There's a time where I used to think entrepreneurship and owning your own business was for everyone.
Yeah.
And I don't want to sound bad, but there's a point where I said, that's not necessarily true. Okay. There's nothing wrong with a 9-to-5.
Yeah.
You're happy, period. Or whatever way you got to do it. And nowadays, today, there's so many ways to make money. It's crazy. To do $1 million in t-shirt sales, millions. Sell 1 million t-shirts back then when I did it was crazy hard. That was the hardest thing. Now you can literally open up a website or Kickstarter and boom, you can sell 1 million units. Like you really could, realistically. And I just go, what I learned about this stuff and what I'm wanting to bring back to this story is they say it, but you don't really get it until you have your own company or do you really risk, you're going to fail a lot.
Yeah.
Bottom line, even if it's not full failure, and yes, learning, all that stuff, yes, I understand. But I'm talking about you're going to get disappointed a lot.
Yeah.
Just like you said about your post, no love. I put all my heart in this. I know you're going to get disappointed a lot. But at the end of the day, the pluses should be outweighing the minuses, but you don't get pluses without minuses.
Yeah.
There's nobody that had a business plan or in a plan, period, of something this big that just went A, B, C, D, F, G, H. Dude, it was like A, X, divided sign. You know what I'm saying?
I feel
so
you.
this is that for me. And what we'll keep talking about stuff, whatever you want to talk about, but this shows we're going to do toys. And I'm not giving up. And this is the point where I said to my team, I said, now that I'm back, and this is my promise to my fans, my original goal, the knock at the door and having a movie and getting Max Boost back, I'm not stopping until it happens, period.
I see that as way more possible now than maybe in the past because you have so many other tools that you can make this happen by yourself.
Yeah, that's another.
Or with the support of the Max
another
Boost
podcast
fans.
We could talk about all the opportunities that are available today that weren't before.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's just that it blows my mind. I speak at the California. Well, I used to when they were having. I used to speak at the California International Business University about things like that and different ways of launching products and all of these. Oh, it's amazing what you can do today. You can start clothing brands from nowhere.
Yeah.
Like boom, like with little money.
Yeah.
It's just like or none. But yeah, I won't go into all that right now. But
I love it, dude. Now, I kind of want to talk about that a little more, just being a creative.
Sure. Yeah.
And, you know, like for me, sometimes, like I said, I'll create something and I just think it's like the coolest thing in the world. I put so much attention into it and it doesn't hit. It doesn't really discourage me from doing it again, but I've somehow like the disappointment has become like the norm for me. And sometimes I don't know, maybe it's just the way that I think about it, but sometimes I feel like the things that I put out there and the community that I'm kind of focused in, they're really not aligning as much.
Oh.
And I'm trying to make as many tweaks as I can to you know, make everything work together, keep doing the creative things that I want to do and keep going, like doing things that I feel fulfilled with staying with the current community that I'm with. But I've been finding a lot of trouble with that. You know, even with the podcast too, I have, you know, a lot of big names on here and we'll talk about a lot of stuff and it just doesn't resonate well. And maybe just people don't know about the podcast. Maybe people in our community, that's kind of not their thing, where they just want to sit and listen to people talk for a couple hours.
Yeah, it's a lot of commitment.
Yeah.
So thank you to anybody who's here at this point.
Yeah, guys.
Like
thank
seriously,
you.
seriously. Yeah. So
yeah. So it's that's just one thing that I've been struggling with as of late, because like separating myself, Frank Downstar, from Downstar as a company. You know, Downstar is doing great. It's balls rolling. We're on all the hottest cars, and we're expanding. Everything's great. But for me as a creative, that's kind of where I get to like the fork in the road. Like, dude, I keep fucking throwing shit on the wall over here, and it's not sticking. What do I do? You know. Yeah. So, did you ever feel at that point where you felt like you were growing in a different direction?
Yeah, for sure. There's a couple of things that, you know, that I could talk about. I'm sorry if this sounds advicey or whatever.
No, we love it.
I think this is probably what you want. So I'm going to try to key in and see if I can help. A couple of things. Like I'll talk about the one that comes off the top of my head. So as artists, I'm an artist, right? We're always wondering what other people are going to think about our stuff.
Yeah.
Right? But if you kind of remember when you first started, you did your thing. And you attracted people that loved your thing. You literally attracted people that loved you doing your thing. And then there's a point, just like music, where people start to go, well, what do they want me to do? And they care more about that. And I promise you start to ask your customers or people or the internet, what should I do next? They're going to have every single answer.
Yeah.
But it may not be the right answer, right? And they don't know, right? They think they know, but only you know what's you are the visionary. You're the innovator. It's almost like asking, like Steve Jobs asking, what should we do next in like just getting a random poll from the public, mom, dad, and everyone. What should we do in the computer industry next? What should we invent? No one would ever come up with an iPad. Like not one person would. It's not their job.
Yeah.
It's your job. So, and people loved you for that, right? People loved me for me being me. And as soon as I start to try to think, okay, I'm going to start making stuff for because of other people or because of what other people think, then I'm going to start to lose myself in a bit. And so just to remember that what it was you did originally is what I believe was the most attractive. And you're going to evolve. Mm-hmm. But you get to ask yourself the question, do they change me or do I change them, right? Do your work in a positive way made a difference to people, and that's why they hung on. That's why they became part of your family, right? And you also got to remember, sometimes relationships go through evolutions. And sometimes some people love you now, and then eventually they grow, they change, they get kids, they get whatever, and they're just not attracted to playing with toys anymore or something. And it's okay. Doesn't mean anything to you. You do your thing, right? And so don't lose yourself. Like, you knew it was cool, stay there. Trust yourself. And the part that I go into is like, okay, well, and I've got examples right now where I go, God, man, if I do this and I get 10 likes on it, I'm like, does that mean anything? Does it really actually mean anything?
Yeah.
Right. And am I living for likes? Is it all clout or what? And then, I just think that you just got to be careful with that. And then, like you said, music, then it becomes bean counters, right? They go, well, this song did really well. Let's just tweak it a little bit, do another one of those, right? And then do this one. And eventually you're going to lose your audience anyway.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, these guys aren't real anymore, right? So you don't want to be there. And I don't know if that's helpful. Another thing that I realized, so that's one, right? So basically, do your thing. You're the artist. You're the visionary. No one can see in front of you, dude. It's like you are literally the front, and they depend on you to entertain them in a way that they would never even think for themselves. So don't, right? The iPad, they'll never figure it out, but they don't even know they want one, but they want one. Yeah. So whatever that version is, and whatever you do. And then the second thing is, I realized something I just did. I did something crazy, dude. It's the craziest thing I ever did in my life. I did over this last week. So I kind of come up with a way to promote the book. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to say it on this podcast as the first one. And I don't know when this is getting released, but we're probably going to release this thing on Monday. Uh-huh. And we came up as a team, and I said, what is the craziest way we could promote this thing that would get some eyeballs? People seeing Max Boost, and thought of all the regular ways to do it. More posts, more this. And I said, no, we got to do something crazy. Yeah. And I'm introvert, so I don't really like to be out there. People are confused by that because I seem to have a lot of fun, when I'm at, signing at the Falcon booth and the Honda, I'm like really energetic and stuff. And I love that. I love it. But I just don't I don't like try to go out of my way. So I did something crazy. I said, let's give away a car. So we're giving away a car of Max Boost.
Wow.
Well, we're going to take it another step further. So the way you win the car, right? It's like every other sweepstakes, right? Uh-huh. Do you know what I'm talking about, right? Go to the website. Yeah. Every dollar you spend, you get an entry to winning the car, right? Yeah. And I was like, let's take this to another level. So everybody's getting crazy on these sweepstakes. Yeah. Bro, how are they giving away GTR plus 60,000 cash on top? Yeah. How many t-shirts do you actually sell? Oh my God, right?
Yeah. I've been trying to break down the math on a lot of these.
I don't know how you do it. It's amazing, but I'm like, it's getting ridiculous. It started off like the first time they did like a $20,000 car to give away. I'm like, wow. And then 30, 40, 60, and they're all one-upping each other, all these sweepstakes. So we're going to take it another level. So I kind of know, I was like, well, whoever hears this is going to get the inside scoop. That's why you're on Downstar. So what we ended up doing was going the opposite direction. We're going to give away a car, and it's an absolute piece of crap. You see? We're going to literally make fun in this video of every other sweepstakes.
Oh my God, dude. I've been wanting to do that, but I just feel like, dude, you're just being negative.
See?
It's so fucking annoying.
Dude, no, everyone's I'm sure there's at a point where people are like, you see another one and another one. And like during all the quarantine, everyone was like raffling, cars and every single part away, trying to make $50,000 off of like a spoon exhaust, right? And so it's like, I just said, let's make fun of it. Yeah. So I wrote a script. There's a point of why I'm saying this, is what you're saying. But so I wrote this script. And I'm like, I think it's pretty funny. And even better is what we're giving away is a car that I bought. Mm-hmm. That was a Midori Green Civic for the Honda Midori Green Civic. Bought it out of Vermont. It looked like it was clean. came over. I spent $2,000 just to ship it to help us finish the other Midori, our official Midori, or to have a stock one or whatever. It looked cherry, except for a little bit of rust.
Yeah.
Came in. I was at a cartoon, and the guys go. I said, "How's the car?" They're like, "Oh, your parts car." I'm like,
"Oh, dude,
we lost so much money on that thing."
Oh,
and
wow.
so this is another inspirational thing. Like, that went wrong. I looked at it, dude. There was rust everywhere. There's nothing. I probably got $500 worth of something out of it. But it helped put together. So panels are on the official Midori, the Max Boost. Max Boost, if you don't know, his main car is a '96 Civic, a Midori Green Civic. And so we're trying to build the real car in real life now. Right?
Oh, okay.
So and we do have one. It's in you can see it in the comic, and I've been driving it, and I've even competed in it and everything. It's still got a D series and everything. It's hilarious. So anyways, we took some of those parts, put it on that one, but now we're left with this rusty shell.
Yeah.
And so I'm like going, what are we gonna do with this? And this is lemons to lemonade, lemonade. And I told the guys at Cartoon, I said, could you please hold it? We're gonna figure this out. I'm gonna make something of this thing. And so now, fast forward, I just did. We're gonna do a sweepstakes with this car.
Yeah.
And it made me the most famous Midori Civic ever.
Oh my gosh.
And it absolutely, dude. I'm gonna give you. I gotta give you some. Where did my phone go? Because I gotta show it to you. This is how bad.
That's
it is,
hilarious,
bro.
dude. And shout out to anybody that's doing these raffles. It just everything on my feed is a raffle.
Yeah,
but...
no, do what you got to do. Don't worry about it. You could be perfect. We're still gonna make fun of you.
Yeah.
Right? But let me show you what the car looks like, so you get a little bit of an understanding of what we're giving away. And when we pull the car cover off this shit.
Oh my God, that's what it's gonna look like right there.
And so we shot this video.
Yeah.
Professional. I said, shoot it like it's $1 million car.
Yeah.
Shoot us like it's $1 million car. And then it just went bonkers after that. So I had the script, and I'm supposed to stand in front of the car and talk. And I'm like, you know what, man, let's take it another level. And there's a reason why I'm saying all this, and I promise you. I said, so I bought a wig. And I don't do this. This is not me, dude. Oh my God. This is not how I do things.
That's very introverted.
Super, dude. And so I'm sitting in front of, like, I just put on the suit. I put on the clothes. I put on the wig. I'm like, let's just make fun of these sweepstakes, like, all the way. Like, let's just not even.
Oh shit.
Let's just go all the way, right? And so I'm up there, and I'm like saying the lines, and they're like, dude, you need an accent.
Oh.
I'm like, I'm not an actor, man. I just wanted to look funny and talk the words.
Yeah.
They're like, no, you need an accent. And I'm like, I can't do Filipino. That's too on the nose, man. Yeah. I'm not doing that. And then I started speaking Italian-ish. And I'm like, oh, no, all the Italians are going to cancel culture me. Like, I was like, yeah, I'll just make up some random. But I ended up doing, what I ended up proud of myself was, I did something I never did before. I started the shoot at 7. We ended at like 6. It was no lunch, no break.
Wow.
In 100, I was in the suit in like 100-degree heat in the back. It was the hardest thing I've ever done, the hardest shoot I've ever done. And what I'm hoping, and where I'm kind of wrapping up here, is that there was a reason that thing was a piece of crap in the first place.
Yeah.
And if this becomes a thing that helps our Max Boost, I don't know, maybe we get 1 million views on this thing. I don't know, 10,000 views. I don't know, we'll take it, 20,000, and we sell $10,000 and more in books, or 20, or who knows, 100. I have no idea. Maybe a bunch of people think it's so funny, I'm going to buy the comic. That we took something that went wrong and made it more than right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so the part that we're talking about disappointment. Yeah. That was disappointing when I got it, but then this might be the coolest thing I ever did.
Yeah.
Then the part that I was talking about earlier about being yourself or doing your thing. I was doubting myself pretty much the whole time. And then when I telling me to act, oh my God, dude. Like that morning, I was like, I think this might be a bad idea. And I realized something, bro. I realized that this idea that I was doing, I'm like thinking, how are people going to care about this? Are people going to like it? And who are the people that I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about other people. Yeah. I want to get more fans. I want to get more people to come see Max Boost and all of that. So I'm thinking about them. And I realized something. I said, you know what, dude? No. This is worth it if my actual fans think it's funny? It's for them.
Mm-hmm.
I said, wait a second. We have our own community. I should be doing stuff for them, right? And with them. And for me, like, if I think it's funny, I should do it. Just do it. And it might fall flat on its face. But it's like, but what is my expectation, right? And so I'm like, so I started to think about that. How many of my decisions I make thinking of the guy that has literally doesn't care about Max Boost? I'm trying to attract him for some reason.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Very different than me going, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to put all my heart and soul in it because everybody that's a Max Boost fan is going to definitely laugh at this. They're going to watch me be a goof, and hopefully it's really funny, and they're going to have a good time, and it's for them.
Yeah.
And then I thought, maybe that's the way you do it. You do the thing for you do it for your community, and then it's attractive to everybody else. But they're not my target. I'm not trying to really go out there and grab people and try to sucker them in or any of that kind of stuff. It's really just, I'll be cool. We have this amazing party and people are just going to want to come and join, you know? That was a shift for me. And so to me, it kind of relates to what you were saying earlier. It's like my brain was thinking, what do they want?
Yeah.
No, just keep doing your thing, you know? And and hopefully that, I don't know if that makes any sense. So.
It does, dude. It's always just an internal battle, and I've had this battle ever since I was a child.
Oh, you mean you're an artist?
Yeah, right?
Like every artist is like, duh. Most people have, you know what? Unless you're an artist, it's very hard to understand.
Yeah.
That like a lot of people, there's a certain level of judgment you have to endure when you create something of your own and you put it out for people to criticize. Oh my God. Most people will never have that. They'll never know what that feels like. They're, you know, and it's you're already scared to get criticized of the work at work. And that's just work. That's not even your like, you know, your heart and soul into something. You build something and
yeah. And I don't want this to come off as like me not being appreciative for the support that Downstar does get.
Oh, of course not. It's just, doesn't sound like
Downstar could just run by itself without me even really being that involved in it. What I'm saying is that like when I get to like this creative point and I just feel like so stoked on something and I just, you know, just like you when you finish the video and how you feel everything's coming together, and then when you actually put it out, like when it, maybe I'm even looking at it wrong, that I shouldn't look at it like that, and learn how to disconnect once it's out. Okay, it's out. That project is finished. But like I always I appreciate when people appreciate the work that actually went into it. And that's what I think that I feel that I don't know if it's the community, the supporters that we have, the people that actually view it, if they just can't really decipher how much work really went into something like that. Like how big of a deal is this? You know, it's a big deal to me, but is it a big deal to somebody else?
Interesting.
And I don't even know why that is even important. Why do I need people to validate when I create something like, hey, do you like this? But it's like, then it's on the other side. Like, why would you do this drawing if people don't even get any enjoyment out of it? Why would you paint this Picasso or whatever?
Yeah, off the top of my head, I think because the way you do art is a gift. Like you feel like you're giving a gift to someone, and you loved enough they like it.
I like that.
That's it, and that's how you see. So you're building art for others, right? That's probably, maybe, I'm just throwing it out there, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. So it's like you feel like you're giving gifts, and you want to give good gifts. Period. End of story. And can you please tell me? So one of the things that I hear in what you're saying is you don't feel like you're receiving the feedback you'd like to receive,
good or bad. So even on the podcast, sometimes I would like people to say like, yo, that podcast was whack because of this. You know, something. At least I know that I'm throwing it out there and somebody's catching it.
Yeah. So you actually ask?
I mean, I try to on my socials, but I don't know if that's even the best place to be asking or.
Right. Okay. So my sorry if this sounds more like therapy.
I love it, dude.
But yeah, so for me as an artist, like sometimes we wait for people to give us the responses we're trying to look for. But nobody knows what we're asking for. They don't know we need it.
Yeah.
I don't know you need it, Frank. I think you're like, I just like an example. I'm just making this up right now. Like everything's good, man. You're on your social. You're happy. You got stuff going on. Your kids are doing great. You got to. What do you need from me? Like,
Yeah.
until like I learned from myself. Like, if there's really something you need, you really gotta kind of have to ask. And there's nothing wrong with asking it, right? So, it's like if you really would love some feedback, any feedback, like if you're genuine in the response, like people will tell you, and you just go, hey guys. This is like right now in this podcast, anybody got it to this point, they know now because of what you're asking and how sincere you are, is Frank loves feedback on his stuff. It makes him feel like you saw it, makes him feel like you're involved. He's doing it for you because his artwork is his gift. That's how he sees artwork. And so make sure you respond. Tell him what's up.
And like you saying it like that, it's not even that I need positive feedback. I don't need to sell anything. I don't need you to like it, to buy it, to whatever. Just I need to know that it's being received somehow.
Yeah.
Whether you like it, whether you don't. Like I just, and I don't even know really what that is. And I think that's more of like an internal battle that I have with myself.
Oh, the need to get the feedback?
Yeah. And it just comes from like the artist standpoint too, because a lot of people, they wouldn't even think of hardware or whatever as being like an artistic kind of thing. But like I was telling you before the podcast, the reason that I even do the hardware is because when I was doing my build, I wanted to get more detailed in it, and nobody sold hardware kits at that time. So I put something together, and the ball started rolling from there. But it all just comes down to like the small details. Even when I'll edit a video, I'll take my time and just edit, to the best of my ability. So when I put it out there, I'm like, yes, that was perfect. Even to the point where it'll be like finished, airdrop it to my phone, watch it with my wife, and do you see anything that didn't make sense? And I'll watch it, and it'll be like something so small. Okay, hold on, let me run it. I'll just edit that out. Boom. So I'll have maybe like 4 versions of it, just diving into that. You're baking the best meal that you could bake. I'm gonna bake you this meal. I'm gonna cook you this meal, and I put that meal there. That's the last I ever
and
hear
no
of
response.
It.
You don't know if they like it. They don't know if they appreciate it. You could nothing.
You could have loved it. You could have got sick after it. Something. I put this meal down.
Does my art make you sick?
You get it, and then that's it. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. So this is So welcome to the art podcast. The struggle as an artist when we care about the work we make.
Yeah.
So what we talk about the studio, there's 2 different things. There's art and illustration. Okay, this is one of the first things you learn as an artist, because when you're an artist, you think the world of your, like, everything revolves around your art, and like, dude, there was a time where I did the t-shirt designs, and I literally thought I deserved 50% of the sales because I made the drawing. Foolish, and who I was dealing with was very patient with me. And they're like, do you see all of this building, this everything? Like, you're not the only part of this chain.
Yeah.
And so you have to learn the difference between art and illustration. So art is what you do for yourself. Illustration essentially is what you do for others. So illustration is like, if I get hired, and I've seen this before, young artists that are trying to be illustrators, they'll do an illustration for a company, and the company says, we don't like this, we want it changed. Artist gets hurt. Mm-hmm. You're not doing it for you, bro.
Got you.
They're hiring you. You don't know everything, and unfortunately or fortunately, it's also good when you're just a tool. You're just like, here, let me give you what you want. Yeah. And then that's it. It has nothing to do with you. And so that's the hard part. The illustration is that. True art is like, you do it for your vision, your own self. And if people like it, cool. People don't like it, cool. Like, you don't care. You can do whatever you want. No one's telling you what to do. You're not getting paid to make Pepsi 0.01% more this month because of your color choice or something like that. No, you're doing your own thing, and that's art. And so there's a lot of times artists have a hard time between seeing art and being an artist and an illustrator. And when you put your heart and soul into something, you always think it's art. It might not necessarily be true. So anyways, so what is it? So is the function of the artwork you're doing, is it to get likes and stuff? If it is, then that's probably closer to like illustration. It's for business.
Gotcha.
It's to get response. It's promotion. It's all of that. When you just do max boost drawing randomly to give the dentist or for your or I don't know, name a piece of art you did for yourself that you didn't give a crap what anyone else said. You said, I want to do this. That's art.
Yeah.
You know, and and no one's breathing down your neck saying I'm not going to pay you if it doesn't look like X. You know, so I don't know if that's helpful, but
yeah,
there's a divide, and people who aren't artists have a very hard just understand artists have a very hard time to not taking a lot of things personal in their work. And when you're working in a company, in a corporation, asking for a photo, it's not about you. It's like models. Think about this. So, do you ever work with models or shop model?
No.
Okay, so the difference between a pro model...
Just my wife.
There you go. That's why you're married and staying married, bro. Yeah, good one. But there's some models, they go to the shoot to sell a dress.
Mm-hmm.
I actually own a dress company. People don't know.
Oh,
Some people may not know that. Yeah. Check it out.
And we back, guys. Let's take a quick break for our sponsor, Heel Toe Auto. An important part in buying Honda parts online is making sure that you can trust the company that you're dealing with to get you the parts reliably. You spend a lot of money and you spend a lot of time doing research on your build. The last thing that you want to do is send cash to a website where you may never see it again, and worse yet, never see the parts. With Heel Toe Automotive, an 18-year track record is part of the deal. Heel Toe brings you deep industry connections, professional part recommendations, alternative ideas when your parts aren't available, and they'll even contact you when something on your order looks out of the ordinary before it ships. Heel Toe's unique checkout allows you to select a deadline to receive your parts to make sure that you can get them in time for your project plans. You can buy parts anywhere online, but Heel Toe knows what truly matters to an enthusiast: professionalism, swiftness, and accuracy. Heel Toe is in your corner. Make sure you guys check out Heel Toe at heeltoeauto.com, or you can call or text them at 949-295-1668, or you can check them out on Instagram at Heel Toe Automotive. Big shout out to Marcus from Heel Toe. Great guy. He's always treated me so well, and him continuing supporting the podcast means the world to me, guys. So please, if you can do us a favor, just text him right now and say thank you for supporting Downtime with Downstar, because without Heel Toe and our other sponsors, we couldn't continue doing the show. So shoot him a text right now, please, 949-295-1668, and make sure you guys check him out on Instagram. Like I said, shoot him a follow, shoot him a comment, and shoot him some love at Heel Toe Automotive. Now back to the show.
But anyways, they shoot. Imagine the model going there, and I'm selling the dress.
Okay.
I'm not selling you. So when you go up there and you're like, well, I don't look good in that angle. It's not about you.
Gotcha.
I don't care. Just give me what I need so we can get our stuff done for our company and our set. It's not about you. So speaking on that in the same way as like artists. Well, I don't want to do it that late, Pepsi. I think it looks good.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with you. That would be rude.
Yeah.
You're just like, no. So just think there's a difference. And the really good models know whatever you guys need, I'll do. Flip upside down, do whatever. You know, whatever you guys see in the vision for your marketing, we'll do it.
Yeah.
So there's a divide. I'm just trying to paint this line. I don't know if I'm doing a very good
No, you
job.
are definitely, and
I don't hopefully it's not boring.
It's all good, dude.
Oh, I wanted to speak about that.
Yeah.
So you said, well, we do this podcast. You work a lot hard, and you get 100 people to listen to it. I might go on this. I'm doing the same thing. So I go Max Boost Mondays. I go live every Monday.
Yeah.
I did it ever since I started in quarantine. I forgot why. It was to promote, I think, the Volume 2 book. Mm-hmm. But we've got awesome fans. And I've never done a live. I've never done any of that kind of stuff. Like I said, introvert.
Yeah.
But I happen to do some stuff. So I go live on Mondays. Don't know what the hell I'm doing. Just want to explore it. So, we first start out, like 25 people are watching. After a year of doing all of it, spending every Monday trying to get ready for the show, and it takes work, dude. Like you sitting here, it takes mental work. You got to prep for it. Like it takes mental space.
Yeah.
And then it just go every Monday I'm stuck. Like I have to be at the studio. So, but I didn't stop. And I went 1 year, and guess what? I still have like 25 viewers.
Yeah.
I do.
I feel you.
But here's the question.
Yeah.
See, now this is a question. Well, what are you expecting?
Yeah.
What were you like for myself? I'm talking to myself.
Gotcha.
What was I really expecting?
Yeah.
Am I supposed to blow up to 1,000 viewers? What am I measuring against? So anytime you're disappointed, disappointment comes from not meeting an expectation. And sometimes you have no idea what that expectation is.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you can't go, you know what? 25 is enough. Like that is enough. No, some people have no enough. They don't even know when that point is. So they're just constantly disappointed. Then they realize they shouldn't. They're like, oh, wait, I shouldn't be disappointed. I'm actually pretty good. Or 25 is actually really good. Or 100 is really good. So yeah, we get about 100 something views per Monday, which I think is extraordinary to me now when I look back. At first, I'm like, oh, I'm going to start this thing. 5 months, it'll be thousands. I'm like, no, dude. It's not like even these larger guys, when they do with like 1 million followers, when they do lives, you realize there's only like 70 people watching, right?
Yeah.
So I'm getting 25, 50 consistently every Monday. And then what was cool? What was cool is not the amount of people that grew from watching it. And you're right. One person watches it and sees the right thing. You made the difference you're looking for. Like, what is the point of me doing the podcast in the first place? Just to connect and have a good time. Well, guess what? We fully achieved that. The 25 or 30 people that come regularly on Mondays now.
Yes.
Like family. Like we talk and we know each other. I say everybody's names and we just have a good time. It is a family living room, hangout, meeting, chill, drinking beers or whatever. I don't drink, but yeah. Thing every Monday. And they would be, and I asked them once, I said, dude, will you be sad if I stop? And they're like, yes, this is like my Monday. And I'm like, huh, I never saw it that important. And dude, we do crazy stuff. Like we talk about cars. We like generate ideas and charity money and like that. They're like, want to buy me a new computer because my computer's too slow for the podcast sometimes. I mean, it's just really fun. And we talk about Max Boost, we talk about cars, but we know each other.
Yeah.
We know each other now. And it's like, I didn't think I'd create a family. And what's that worth? That's worth way more than 1 million people watching that don't interact. Yeah. And that's to your point.
Yeah. You
might have 1 million followers, but what you're really asking for is so people connect with your work, right? So that's what I have. A very devout, I don't want to say devout, that sounds weird. But I don't even want to say followers, but like family of people.
Cult.
Like, dude, no, they want to go to Japan for Tokyo Auto Salon together. We're setting up like cult, setting up like trips. They want to come out to wherever I'm at, and we're gonna set up trips. Other than COVID, kind of screwed everything up.
Yeah,
but they'd literally come out. They would literally come out, and we'll all meet each other in real life and stuff like that. And that's really cool. And that's the core, essentially, of like. I'm gonna go into other stuff if I start talking about this. But how do you build a brand today?
Yeah,
it's different. And I'm like. It's not about the numbers. Don't be fooled. Because even people on my podcast, my Max Boost Mondays, we literally had, there's the little story here is Max Boost. Oh, where is it? This is his dream car. Well, he has a Max Boost Civic. And there's a reason why I'm talking about this. 96 Midori Green Civic. And he wants it to get souped up and everything. Well, I've been drawing that Midori Civic and Max Boost for like 10 years. And then one day in my live stream, they asked me, do you have a Midori Civic? And I said, I've never owned one. They're like, that is so weird. You made him famous. And I literally, Max Boost did. Made Midori Green Civics famous during that time. I was making fun of the car. I didn't like the color originally, but now it's, awesome. So they said, you don't have one? We got to find a way. So Michael Bush, our number one Max Boost fan, goes.
Michael Bush?
Yeah, his name's Michael Bush.
Shout out to you, Michael.
Michael Bush. And, there's this whole story here. He's actually on the influencer cover now, too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's a crazy story here. So Michael Bush himself is a crazy Max Boost story, and one of the reasons why what I do is worth it.
Okay.
But Michael Bush, he's so down for Max Boost. He's so down. And he's like, I'm going to throw down $1,000 right now to get Dennis a Max Boost, to get him a Midori Civic. Anybody else want to jump in? And in 45 minutes of that live broadcast with a very few people, came up with enough money to buy me that Midori Green Civic that was available in San Diego at the time.
Wow.
That was an absolute turd of a car. Yeah. I was like, guys, we should not buy this. They're like, nope, we're buying it. They don't care. I was like, dude, the whole thing was messed up, dude. It was like a 3 out of 10. The guy said it was 8 out of 10. It was the dirtiest thing I've ever seen. It was leaking everywhere. Everything was horrible. Every panel needs to be replaced, like the whole thing. But they said, we're getting it, and we're getting it for you. And they ended up raising the money in 45 minutes, and we ended up with the car.
Wow.
So what my point was there's people with 1 million fans. Their fans would never do that for them. Like, they just wouldn't. Yeah. There's a connection between that I wanted to create between myself and the people that read Max Boost that I really invest in, there's a genuine love there, you know? And so I think that's pretty rare. And not only that, he ended up buying another Midori for us. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Like, there's stories with this guy. And so, yeah, so let's talk about Michael Bush.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Let's talk about Michael Bush. So Michael Bush is actually on the influencer cover of the Max Boost Volume 2. And his car, that's a story. His car is actually right here. It's a S2000. S2000. HKS supercharged. Amazing car. Okay. So there's a reason why he's in it. So I'm going to talk shortly about this story and the difference that whatever you do can make to somebody, you have no idea. So Max Boost, he's a big fan. Max Boost Autocannon. When we started interacting on Instagram. Actually, Memo was interacting with him. I wasn't really on the Instagram. And I still suck at it. So anybody tries to message me there, sorry. I got a team of other people doing it. I got to stay away from it. I just get caught up. So check this out, dude. So I'm at SEMA. So we end up setting it up where I end up says, hey, can we meet each other over at SEMA? And I said, for sure. We ended up meeting at SEMA, basically at the Honda booth for the first time. We've been talking online for like 4 months or something like that. I just knew he was a number one fan. He put the most money into Max Boost Volume 1. So I took him seriously. I'm like, dude, got to meet him. So I went to meet him, hanging out in the Honda booth. He invites me to dinner, right, with his boys. And I'm like, SEMA, I'm a businessy kind of guy. I've got a lot of relationships too, right? And I'm like, normally I'd be with industry at dinner or go do an industry thing. And I'm like, something in my gut said, Dennis, go have dinner with a fan, you know? And I'm like, yeah, man, I back down to earth. Like, let's go with a fan. And so he invites us all out. And it's like, I think 8 of us total. And I just out to this fancy, schmancy restaurant. I'm like, dude. And he's buying dinner for everyone, this guy. And I'm like doing the date thing where I'm like, oh, shoot. I look through the menu, find the cheapest thing, and I buy it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but everybody else is buying, like, steaks and everything. I'm like, dude, you guys are rude, man. But the craziest part was, like, it was cool hanging out.
Yeah.
But in the middle of the dinner, he goes, there's a reason why I wanted Dennis to come out here. I'm so glad that he came out here. And I'm like, oh, cool. So I'm kind of on the spot now in the middle of all his friends. And he says, I just wanted you to know that Max Boost saved my life. And I went, what? He's like, yeah. When I think he was 13. I think he said around that age. He goes, I wanted to kill myself. And I went, okay. And he goes, I remember walking into, I think, a grocery store, and he saw Importuner magazine for the first time. During that time, he was like, I'm done. And he saw it. He opened it, read Max Boost, and he connected with it. And he was inspired. He loved Max Boost. And so what he says is he credits Max Boost with saving his life because he was at a point where he looked forward to nothing, and Max Boost was the one thing he looked forward to month after month. And the fact that it was a monthly issue, he's like, I don't want to miss the next one. So he stayed alive. And and so he told me that story. I'm like, what? He's like, that's why I owe so much to Max.
Wow.
Yeah. And he goes, and he is, this amazing story. Like I was like, I had no idea. Can you imagine me as an artist? Like, I have no idea that that's saving somebody. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it just blew my mind. It made it all worth it, And then I end up getting to know this guy even more. And at that SEMA, even I'm like, dude, what do you want to do? right? I was like, what is your goal? What do you want? And he's like, well, I've got cars, but I've always wanted to own a race team one day. And that's 3 years ago. And I said, you know what? And then he said something like this. He goes, and I want you to drive. I'm like, yo, okay. And I, for some of you, I don't know, I compete, I drive. And so I was like, okay, let's figure it out. And so we ended up becoming friends. And this guy has been one of the most amazing gifts to our entire community, to Max Boost for sure, that he's just there, like, for everything. And he's stepped up everywhere. He's thrown money at us to help make things happen. Some of the new toys that we're developing now, he's helped funding. Like, it's just like, he's just so generous, man. You can't help but just be affected by a guy like this. And I'm blessed to have a man like him in my life. And he's like a brother, dude. And so, for sure. And so fast forward 3 years later, this is crazy. I was at Global Time Attack 3 weeks ago now at the Ridge competing. He flew me out there to compete in his S2000, HKS Supercharged, and his Type R. It's his racing team. And that's crazy. I said, bro, you achieved what we talked about 3 years ago. You know that, right? Like, you literally flew a driver out to drive your car and compete in Global Time Attack. This is the beginning. This is right here. This is it. You just started your racing team. And that was amazing. And it was one of the most amazing race weekends I ever had. I could talk about it forever. But what I asked him, I said, bro, what did it feel like the moment you saw that nasty S2000 screaming down the front straight for the first time? That's your car. Like, you 5 years he built it. Took him 5 years to build it. HKS Supercharged, spoon, everything. Going down the front straight, and he just starts to cry. And I'm just like, yep. I'm like, that's what's up. Like,
damn.
Crazy. And so he's on the cover. He's hardcore now. Yeah, now he's autocannon. He's straight up Max Boost, autocannon family. Yeah.
That's a great story, bro.
Yeah, no, Michael Bush is a great dude. It's just, everyone's got to meet him, man. He's shy, but yeah, you got to say hi. He'll be over at SEMA, and he's booked to be at SEMA, but hopefully people get to meet this guy. He's a guy you need to know. But the story's crazy. And so you never know the difference you make with the things you do, Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's why I was like, I got to keep doing Max Boost. He's one of the reasons why I'm like, I got to keep doing it. Those kinds of stories.
I love it, bro.
Yeah.
I love it. Dude, thank you, man. I appreciate, like, I usually don't have people that, like, other artists that I could throw these ideas at,
yeah,
you know,
sure.
and just like to show myself that I'm not crazy, because sometimes I feel crazy.
Nah, man, we put everything into it. Oh, by the way, I almost forgot. You got to get one of these.
Oh, sick.
Okay, so I mean, there's hats that are cooler, I'm sure, whatever, but I'm just letting you know this one's from me, and no one gets them. So this is literally everybody over the last 4 years have been asking for one of these hats.
Dude, that's why I didn't wear a hat today, bro.
I don't sell them.
Oh, dude.
This one's from me, though. This one's from me, so that's the difference. And yeah, I just want to make sure you got one. There's only, I think, 5 people that have one from me. So you get one.
Dennis, you're the fucking man, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah, I heard about 30 minutes ago you're like, yo, no one gives me anything. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give him this hat right now. But yeah.
Oh,
so,
dude, hell yeah, bro.
I need this picture. Yeah, dude, they'd be so proud. So I hope that like all the Max Boost fans that are listening right now are proud of this.
Yeah.
You know, being in front of here, hearing these stories. Oh, can I show you some more stuff real quick?
Dude,
I don't know.
No, we got time, bro.
We got time?
We got time. My therapy session ended, though. Thank you.
Oh, no. Oh, no, let's keep doing your therapy
No,
session.
I appreciate that.
As artists.
That's just the whole thing that I've kind of been dealing with as of late, is just getting any sort of feedback. It doesn't even have to be positive.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be negative. It doesn't have to lead to sales or anything like that. It's just, I want to make sure that my art is being received. And that's one thing that I wanted to talk to you about is like saying that we have to build a community. We actually have you heard of the app, the community app?
I believe so. I'm not on it.
Okay, so
like literally community app.
Okay, so what it is an actual phone number that you could get, and
it's the one that you threw out back in the day.
Yeah. So watch, I have it right here. This is my Watch, you could just look through those right there. But right now we have maybe over 700 people
Got
on
5
there.
birthdays today.
Oh yeah, I got to text.
Should we say
everybody.
birthday? If I click that,
you click that. Go say happy birthday from.
Oh shoot!
Send them all a picture.
We can?
Yeah, of course.
This is pretty cool.
Dude.
So we got to do this at Max Boost Fam, bro.
So guys, if you're just listening, you could join. It's actually called The Cult. So it's called The Cult.
The only actual one you want to be in.
Yeah, it's a good cult that you guys want to be in. So if you guys want to text it right now, 818-403-3473.
I gotta join this. We gotta get a picture right here.
So if you guys are on The Cult right now, you're gonna get this picture.
I think this is from the. This is only for the people who have happy birthdays.
Yeah. So for those people, so then you can just send it to them.
And there you go.
So this app's pretty cool, dude. Did it go through?
No, it says no recipients selected.
Let me see. I'll get it taken care of right now. But
that's cool.
Let me see. But anyways, so this app you could message people from their age, their gender, their location. So if you're in say you're in Georgia say you're in San Diego. Yeah. If you're in San Diego, hey guys, I'm in San Diego.
Oh,
and then you put
meet up.
Yeah, you put it within a 25-mile radius of wherever you're at. Anybody that is signed up to the cult in that radius, they'll get the text.
All right.
So
I gotta join the cult, man.
Yeah, so it's been actually cool that I've been able to communicate with people on that.
So like better than Discord kind of thing.
I've never used Discord before, but this is literally I could just go in there and text somebody, and sometimes we'll just have texts all day, and they'll just be telling me about their life, and we'll just be communicating. And it's a really cool app. So guys, and we have the cult emoji is the wine glass and the wolf because the wolf I like that animal and the wine represents the punch that you have to drink in a cult. But you don't have to kill yourself in this. Right? Yeah, you don't have
the
to.
Kool-Aid.
You guys don't have to drink the Kool-Aid, guys. But
yeah, no, that's cool. No, what I love about it, and kind of to the point, was like if we talk a little entrepreneurial right now.
Yeah.
Is a lot of people are scared. So if you want to launch your own thing, there's a lot of people that I know, at least in the history of me being, consulting people or supporting people. I'm an SBA Young Entrepreneur of the Year. I did millions when I was in my 20s. I had an NSX when I was in my 20s. Everyone thought it was my dad's car.
It was a race car, right?
Yeah, just like all this stuff, racing and everything. And I was grateful. It's the tuner industry that I was really successful in, and apparel and all of that. So, but one of the things that people always say is like, you're talking about this right now, is people think for some reason when you launch something to be successful, you need like 1 million people to love you. It's not true. Mm-hmm. Like right now, we just did $50,000 in comic book sales. I mean, that's extraordinary. Like, how do you sell $50,000 in comics? Most people will never hit that number. But how do you do it? It's not, I don't have 1 million followers. Mm-hmm. Like Max Boost literally is on the low end of Instagram. Like I don't try to grab as many followers as possible. I try to do the best I can with what I have. And so the community thing is great because that's what I think I've learned in Max Boost. It's quality over quantity. Mm-hmm. It makes it's a hugely different experience too. And I think that I don't have 1 million followers, so I don't know what that's going to end up feeling like when we finally get there. But I love how small it is. It's still small. It's still like I can still talk to people. We know we have regulars on the show and all this kind of stuff, and yet we can still do hundreds of thousands of dollars in book sales in a very small amount of followers. I have on our YouTube, we have like 700 followers. Mm-hmm. On our Instagram, where I just hit 16,000. That's like nothing on Instagram. I think my mom has more, like seriously. No, but what you do is you just try to take care of those that are there. And I think that's a big difference. So, and so why I say that is just for some reason it came up as community. You'd be surprised at what you can do when you have 100, 200 loyal followers that you take care of. And you don't need maybe 500, maybe about it. Try to hang out with about 1,000, but 100 to 200 are powerful, man.
Yeah.
And I would not be here without those guys. And they know who they are that are listening to this right now. Like they spread the word, the gospel of the cult or whatever. Yeah. I just want to share it with people. They buy books for gifts for friends. They share it everywhere, and that matters. And my point of that is, I know some people are inundated thinking that I can't start my dream because I need a million people to like me immediately. Not true at all. So community is great. Staying in touch, and and I do go out of my way to connect with people because I love that part of it. An introvert, I still like connecting with people and knowing those stories like Michael Bush and all those guys, like knowing why they love Max.
Yeah.
So
well, before we started the podcast, I actually went on the community app and sent it to I sent it out, a message that you were coming on the pod, and if anybody had any questions or anything like that for you. So we got a question.
We did?
Yeah.
Nice. I like this.
From Marcus from Heel Toe Automotive.
What's up, Heel Toe Marcus? What's up, man? I know they were a sponsor of your podcast, right?
Yeah.
One of the first sponsors?
Yeah, first
Thank
sponsor.
you, Marcus.
Yeah,
for
Heel
being
Toe
one of
Automotive.
the first sponsors and supporting the little guys.
I love it, dude. Yeah. Shout out to Heel Toe Automotive. They've been a sponsor of Downtime with Downstar for, I'd say probably at least,
it's been a while,
maybe close to 100 episodes already, man, which is huge.
No, that's great.
So I love it. And he wanted to know, so after you got out of the import community and then you came back, how was the reception from the new generation regarding comic books? Seeing that it's kind of wasn't their thing when they were growing up, and that's kind of one of the outlets that we had for creativity. But I'm not sure how many of the younger guys are even into comic books now.
Right.
So how was it when you got back into it?
Yeah, no, that's a fair question. That's awesome. So first off, like, I was expecting none.
Got you.
Because the kids, most of the people that love Max Boost loved it because they grew with it.
Yeah.
And they knew what we were doing at the time, and we were part of the culture. A lot of people respect me as an OG, and I was there from the beginning, and we put our blood, sweat, and tears into this culture. We love it. Like, this is our thing. Mm-hmm. We bleed this stuff, right? I'll go broke for it, right? That kind of thing. So they got that. So we knew that was going to happen at some level when we threw the Instagram up there, kind of poked a little bit, and I got so many great responses from people. I remember this. So a lot of it is all nostalgic, and nostalgia is just worth it on its own. And then so I'm like, all right, so everybody that's going to be reading Max Boost is going to be like 30 or older, right? And I'm cool with that. That's fine. That's we'll evolve as we start to figure out how to do Max Boost better in this day and age. Let's figure it out. But what was interesting was I started to notice two things. Number one is our analytics and people that are buying it weren't all 35 and older or whatever. I was like, wait, what? This is a trip. And so we do actually have a base of about 18 to 25-year-old kids that are reading it, which I call them kids, sorry. But that are reading it, which is cool. And I think it's quite, I didn't even think it would be 5%. It's like 25 or something like that. And I was like, that's great. Cool. And so I think at some level they're open to it. I don't, I could probably learn a little bit more about them, but we gonna do a survey coming out here for after Volume 3 is done with Kickstarter, to find out who's who in the zoo. Did you used to read Import Tuner magazine? Did you not? There's a lot of people that we're seeing comments like, I've never seen this before. This is the coolest thing ever. Awesome. I love you. Welcome. Right. And then, we're getting more and more of that. And so with social, that's part that's helped that hasn't been before. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of cool to see people that are coming into it brand new. But yeah, I would say about 25% are actually new, which I think is high to me. Yeah. I would not have thought young would be like totally necessarily gravitating to it. But it looks like it's working at some level. As far as the comic and the physicalness of it, I think a lot of people, even though they're just on the phone and all that stuff, there's still people that crave to hold something.
Oh, definitely. Right? I'm one of them.
Your merch.
For sure.
Look at all the stuff in the studio, right? People want collectibles.
Yeah.
So magazines are cool, but a comic's a collectible, and there's a difference.
Yeah.
Right? And so, and I think that they like that aspect of it. And so there's people that still like it, but you're right. I don't know. I don't have a definitive answer, Marcus, as to is our comics dead for young people? We just sold 50,000 in books. We'll find out if they're all how old everyone is, and maybe I'll let you know a futures thing. But I don't. It's a pocket.
Yeah.
But it's not dead at all. I don't think so.
Good, man. Shout out to you, Marcus.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything, bro. So let's take it back. 2006, Bombshell drops.
Yeah.
Fast forward to 2016-ish. What was the thing that sparked it up?
My brother, my younger brother, and Memo.
Mm-hmm.
I gave him to. So my younger brother's 18 years younger than me. So he's in a different world.
Wow.
He's in a different world.
Yeah.
I did not get him into cars. Believe it or not. Everyone's like, yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, man. And he was, when we were doing AutoCannon, we had our booths. He was 2 years old running around giving out flyers. Yeah, it was cute. And I'm going to say this, my brother Alan, he'd only give flyers to pretty girls.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. 2 years old. And everyone looked at me and like, you taught him that. I'm like, I did not teach him that, dude. He knows what's up. And anyway, so he got older. I didn't influence him into the car thing at all. He ended up starting to get into his car thing. He got into stance. Sorry, I'm a racer, guys. Yeah, I'm definitely a function guy. So anyways, he got his stance. I didn't hate on it. I didn't say nothing. I didn't say one negative thing about it. I was just happy that he was getting into cars. And I done. And you do your thing, right? But he started getting into it, and I'm just like, all right, cool. And I'm happy that he went through like 3 or 4 cars in like 2 years. I mean, he was trading and doing all these things. And then one day he comes up to me and he goes, I'm getting a new Civic like SI.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, I think I'm going to keep that one function. And I didn't say anything. Inside I went, yes, right? Oh, yeah. And then he dropped the bombshell on me. And he goes, could you take me to the track one day?
Wow.
I was like,
You're like, finally.
Dude, you don't understand. I'm so excited when anybody wants to go to the racetrack. And so my brother, of all people.
Yeah.
So when he asked me to bring him to the racetrack, of course I wasn't going to say no. I'm like, I want him to go, and experience it. And I instruct performance driving schools, and I used to before. And he brought me back when I came out of the racetrack after a long time, man. It's just like, dude, this is home.
What track was it?
Auto Club.
Okay.
It was one of the first tracks, and I think, I think it was Auto Club was the very first one.
Mm-hmm.
He loved it. Done. Functioned forever at this point, right? And then, and so that helped bring it back. And then Memo was on the Instagram side of things. He helped build like 2,000 followers and just kept letting me know people were trying to contact me. And I'd look every once in a while. I kind of do my own thing, entrepreneur. So I'm not in social so much. I try, I have to, you're a busy guy. I'm really busy. I got to regulate what I intake. Like
Gotcha.
I don't watch Netflix. I don't like a lot of things. I don't have time.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm building so many things. There's so many things that I'm building. You get to prioritize, right? So anyway, so Memo was watching all this stuff, and then I'm just seeing all these great responses on Instagram. And then that's when I knew. I was like, dude, there's something there. And the thing that I always had since 2006 was I was bothered that I stopped. Because there's one thing to say, you know what? I think that era's done.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm good, I'm clean, I'm complete. Like, and then you move on, right? There's another when you go, I think I quit.
Yeah.
When I wasn't supposed to.
Yeah.
Maybe not supposed to. Everything happens for the way it's supposed to happen. But I'm like, I think I quit, dude. Like I bailed. And I don't bail, dude.
Yeah.
And I left it alone. And I left it. And it always bothered me. And the way I think about what my priorities in life, simple. If I die, right when I'm dying, what am I thinking about? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Aside from your family and all that stuff, which obviously everyone, that's what is supposed to be the answer. And if it's not your answer, that's cool too. But it's like, what would I have been really pissed off about that I didn't do? And Max Boost was one of them. It just felt like there was more there and I didn't do it.
Well, I remember you saying on the last podcast that that hindsight isn't always 20/20 because you don't know what would have happened if you would have continued Max Boost after that hit. Maybe the illustrations wouldn't have been as good as before,
or it flopped.
Maybe
Saturday morning cartoon canceled in a season.
Yeah, maybe he would have just got mad depressed and started selling his cars on. They're like,
part out.
Dennis, what are you doing?
Part out. No, for sure. Yeah, no, but that's the thing about life, right? Like I couldn't plan like a lot of the greatest things that you have ever happened were actually probably not completely planned. And it's and I say that like the failures, you got to look and go, just wait. If you're patient, you'll see why that happened.
Yeah. 100%.
Why you broke up with that person. It hurt at the time.
Mm-hmm.
It sucked at the time. The world ended at that time, and you're like, it'll never be better. And then you're like, wow, thank God that was a gift.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. See.
I have a very I have a close parallel to that is with skateboarding. Right. So back when I was younger, I would skate all the time. That was probably my first passion. Was skateboarding.
I used to skate.
Yeah. Did you?
Yeah. When I was young, like I used to do ramps, and
dude,
when I was a kid, I loved it.
I love it, bro. Like skateboarding, that was who I am. That's still to this day. That's like my culture as a person. But when I got my car, I was like, all right, I'll put the skateboard in the trunk. And then I started doing car stuff, racing and doing systems, and just going into that culture, and that kind of took over the love that I had for skateboarding. I know now that me being back into skateboarding, that's happened to so many people in our community. It's
cars, skates to cars.
Yeah, from skating to cars.
Oh, yeah.
So about 2 years ago or so, my son, he tells me that he wants a skateboard. I'm like, what? That's crazy, dude. So I'm like, all right, whatever. We go to the skate shop and we get him a complete. And I'm like, you know what? Let me get one too, because I'm going to take him to the skate park. I'm going to push around. And right when I got onto it, dude, it all clicked. And I was just, and then I've been thinking back, like, what would happen if I just didn't stop? If I would have kept doing it? And, I could have still done cars at the same time and been skating and kind of feeding both passions at the same time. But like now it's actually turned into something real. Back in the day, it was just something, a little hobby that I would have, and I wasn't even really necessarily that good. But now that I have the means to, put some kind of push behind it, then we created Downstar Skate, and we've created some cool stuff, and even we just dropped that collab with Rywire. And
now you're making skateboards.
That deck was made by the factory. It was made by Baker Skateboards.
Baker, yeah.
That skateboard is my buddy Jay. He works there, and he was able to help us out with it.
Tight.
And now just looking back at it, like just the whole picture. When I was Christian's age, my son's age, Baker was my favorite brand.
Oh, right on.
And it's been one of my top brands ever since then. And even when I got into cars, a lot of the ways that I market and the style that I have is very influenced by Baker Skateboards. And, you fast forward to today, like we actually got a deck made by them. It's the same everything, but sick. Just with our graphic on it.
Yeah, see, that's like dreams come true.
Yeah.
When you were a skater, would you ever, when you first started, would you think that any day that a Baker board would be your board?
Yeah, never, dude.
Would you ever think that potentially an officially licensed Honda shirt would have your car on it?
Never, bro.
That's the kind of life, I talk about, where you need to live. Not need to live, but you'd be lucky to live. All dreams over and over again. Racing team just got started. Driving a car down the global time attack in the middle of Washington.
Yeah.
Being flown out as a driver. That's a thing for me. I'm like, I've never been flown out somewhere to go drive.
Yeah.
And just over and over again. How many times can you make dream type things happen over and over, Yeah. So no, that's exactly. And you got a thing. Downstar is known for this. The skate, it's a skateboard with 4 wheels. It's got 4 wheels and a motor.
Yeah, it's just got a motor.
It pushes a little quicker.
Yeah.
But there's that lifestyle, but you live it. This is you. And that's what I love about the brand, right? None of it's fake. You weren't forced to do any of this stuff, And that's what the love is. You feel the love in the brand, and I hope, like I said, same thing with Max Boost and AutoCannon, people feel the love in there.
Yeah, no, I'm sure that they can see it, and especially when you do those lives and you do those collaborations with people where you're actually drawing the car. I saw that you did the one with Throttle.
Oh, for sure.
On the GSX.
Yeah, thank you guys always inviting me to do some sketches.
Yeah, sick. So last time we talked, you were still getting familiar with the community. The new brands that have popped up, the new influencers, people. So tell me about that. What are some of the things that you've
Oh,
noticed once you've come back into the community? Who are some people that you've been working with?
yeah. I mean, number one, the builds are insane. They're just insane. When I
Yeah.
first came, I was like, I remember coming back and I going, that would have been a show winner. That would have been a show winner. That would have been a show winner. And they're all just parked
In the
Like,
parking lot.
Yeah, yeah. No, for real, right?
Yeah.
Back in the day, I just remember being like cut springs and like stock wheels still in a show.
Yeah.
And but we were having a good time. Though.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was probably the most fun ever. Like that was so fun. We'll go back to those original import show offs.
Yeah.
With Ken Miyoshi and all those guys. Ah, those are good old days, man. But yeah, some people that that I've met, or just I'm on the function side of things. So let's see, let's just go back. We're going back into like GTA. Friends with Amir with I don't know if anybody's seen it, the RS Feature NSX. It's the one thing that's been basically winning every time attack.
Okay.
A full wide body NSX and all that kind of stuff. So seen him. I don't know if he'd consider himself an influencer. He's just fast as hell with a badass car and a famous car. But coming around, let me see. God, you're putting me on the spot. I'm like, who do I talk to all the time? Obviously Nick. Oh, I mean the people on my cover.
Yeah.
So obviously there's you, but like Nick Hogan, like we talked about him a little bit earlier, and him doing his thing with his Supras. And then, Matt Field is really cool over at Falcon Tire, and Dayo Shihara, those are guys just always down anytime I come up with a crazy idea. And then Mickey, of course,
Yeah.
Throttle. That was great to meet Mickey at Throttle, because I actually didn't know Mickey before I knew Evan.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a trippy story here. So I met Evan not in the car industry. I met Evan at a seminar.
Mm-hmm.
He was in the parking lot driving his E36 at the time, and I remember, Evan. Evan was still. I think they were still in the small garage,
Yeah.
and I didn't know who he was, and we just started talking to each other. And he eventually asked me, because of my entrepreneurship stuff, he asked me to meet up with him a couple of times at a coffee shop to go over some things that he was thinking about. Here's some things that I'm doing. This is what Throttle was. Throttle at the time, he first started out as, I think it was a used parts swap app, and it's like he was telling me it's built on a structure that's gonna collapse. It's growing though, and he goes, and then we got the YouTube. I think he was talking about YouTube, and then I looked at him and I kind of basically said this. This is before they got really big. I think he still had a decent following already, but I looked at him and I go, dude. I guess I wish I took my own advice maybe, but I didn't really have anything to say. But I said, think of YouTube as real estate. You should grab as much as you can. I think YouTube is it. I said, go as hard as you can on YouTube. And so, and other things that I talked about in the business and whatever. And so I met with him a few times. So I guess I consulted him and his brother. We even met with his brother, who's behind the scenes, that runs a lot of that and does I guess he's obviously doing a great job. And obviously they did push YouTube all the way.
Yeah.
And now they're where they're at. So I come to Throttle the one day to go do a sketch, and I ended up seeing Mickey, and then Mickey ends up we end up talking, and he's like, dude, like, I'm an OG Max Boost fan. It was during Mickey's birthday. And so he said, can you come over and do something for Mickey? And I drew Mickey's car at Throttle for him as an original sketch, which I don't do very many original sketches ever. And I gave one away to Mickey. And then when I found out, I didn't know at the time, I was just gifting Mickey this thing. Mickey goes, dude, this is crazy. I've like been a Max Boost fan for a long. I'm like, what? I didn't know that. I didn't know. I thought I was just doing a solid for Evan for Mickey. And obviously when I walked into that new shop, what was the new one that they're at now, I'm just like, dang, dude,
they're killing it, dude.
Absolutely. And they deserve it. They worked really hard. I mean, I knew, like, Evan, when we were talking, when we were first sitting at the coffee table, he's like, coffee shop. He's like, bro, I'm like, it's so hard, man. I'm like filming, editing to whatever. I'm doing all of it, and I can't wait till I'm able to hire an editor. It's hard. Like, so for everybody that doesn't know, it didn't fall into his lap. Like, he worked late nights all the time to make it happen, and then now he's reaping the rewards, and they deserve it all, and they still are. They're still working their asses off. It's not easy.
Yeah,
and those guys are great guys.
All right, guys, we got to take a break for our last sponsor, Aeromotive. Piecing together a fuel system for a build can be a difficult task. Luckily, Aeromotive has your back with everything from replacement fuel pumps to fuel systems that will support 3,000 plus horsepower. Aeromotive's engineers have developed a solution for your build regardless of the power level. If you're looking to make a switch over to E85, they have every part that you need to build a system that will be there when you need it the most. Need a custom fuel system for your daily that turn project car? No problem. Maybe you guys want to check out their new line of pumps, the brushless pump line, which is a quieter pump, less heat, and lasts longer than traditional brush motor fuel pumps. And they range from the original A1000 all the way up to 10 gallons per minute. 3,000 horsepower. If anybody has anything like that, please let me know and let me drive it. That would be pretty lit. But probably most people listening are going to take advantage of the Stealth 340. This is Aeromotive's top selling fuel pump, and it fits most factory fuel tanks, and they can handle up to 700 horsepower for EFI systems or 1,000 for a carbureted system. And if you don't know what you need, you could just hit up the customization shop on their website. You can go there and say, hey, I have this, I have the new K-Series V8 or what have you. I need 5 million horsepower. I need the line 3 inches wide, whatever you need. Just hit them up, man, and they'll get it ready for you. And if you're a pro drifter like Matt Field and you're on the break right now and you said, you know what, you're chilling in the garage with all the babes, all the money, all the sponsors, and you're like, you know what we got to do today? We got to refinish this fuel system. We got to revamp it and everything. You just send it over to Aeromotive and join their rebuild program. You send the stuff over, they'll rebuild it, fix it up for you, slap it back in, and when we get back to reality, you can go drifting and do what you do. But big shout out to Aeromotive. Thank you guys for continuing to support Downtime with Downstar and supporting you guys. If you want to use anything from Aeromotive, just use the code DTWD and you get 10% off. Spend $100, save $10. Take that $10, go buy a coffee, and keep on keeping on like Joe Dierte. Now back to the show. All those guys.
I'm happy for Evan, and I blame all their success on my consultation.
There you go, bro. Soak it up. But Evan just posted a picture today with Aaron Kaufman, I think his name is. That he was on one of those shows on. What are those racing shows? What are they called? I don't know.
Racing show?
Yeah, it's like on Velocity or some shit. Aaron Kaufman, what the fuck show was he on? Where they build cars. Oh, Gas Monkey.
Oh, Gas Monkey. Yeah,
dude, right?
One of my friends used to work there.
So he posts a picture.
I don't know everybody.
Yeah. So he posts a picture and says like how he's honored to have him there. And I was like, that dude should be honored to be there. Because what you guys represent is, taking nothing and going to something, and you've created what Throttle is so big to the younger generation. Yes. And not even the younger generation, to me as well, what they do and the cars that they build and the quality that they have and just the way that they treat their community. Like, they've created something amazing. It's like, no matter if a dude was on TV, like what you guys do every single day is so big. Not saying not to look up to that dude, but like don't get it twisted. Just because that dude was on TV, and I'm not saying this is how Evan felt, but this is just me. Like, that dude should be honored, to be there with you, and that's how I feel about him and Mickey as well. Like, I can never say too much good about Mickey.
They love you, man. He literally told me all about like why that banner was there.
Yeah, and that was one thing too. Mickey called me one day.
People pay $100,000 a month to put their banner up at the Throttle place.
That's what
Frank's
he told
just
me.
Straight up on the ball because.
And he told me one time, he's like, "Yo, we might have to move the banner." I'm like, "Hey, bro, don't even worry about it. Like, I don't help you guys out with stuff, so you have my banner out there. I help you out with things so we can align because I like you guys." And there's not that many people that I vibe with genuinely in this community. And they're definitely one of those people. So I just love to be part of any project that they have. So it doesn't even need to be up, but the fact that they did put that up and it's still there, it just means so much to me. And it's like, getting that appreciation.
Yeah.
Like getting this appreciation, dude. This means so much to me, man. It is just, it's awesome. I love to be aligned with people like that.
Yeah, and they're great. You know, I love Mickey. I love Ricky. I love
Yeah.
all those guys work really hard. Evan. I mean, and I'm forgetting Evan's brother's name right now. Rick. Yes. Smart, and they're doing things very smart. Yeah, so there's a business behind it.
Definitely, man.
So
I love
just
it.
want everyone to understand they're not just randomly making videos. There's a business behind it, and they're being very smart about it, and they're taking care of the people that pay them. So,
Yeah.
you know,
And I think
they've matured.
That has a lot to do with Mickey as well, and him being an OG and just looking at the community like it was in the past and trying to go by those morals.
Yeah, no, he's down. Like, Mickey's down. That's why he's on the cover.
Yeah.
Right there.
Hell yeah. Shout out to Mickey. Shout out to
sure.
Evan Throttle.
And Courtney. I love Courtney. Courtney's
Yeah.
amazing. She might be in that video for the giveaway of the car.
Sick.
Courtney has no idea what part I want her to be in it
Yeah.
right now. But there's a part, and I'm like, I gotta tell I'm like, I can't text her what it is. I have to talk to her because she may not want to do it. I got a crazy idea. I don't know. I hope people laugh at this thing, dude. We'll see.
Crazy ideas are the best, dude.
So everybody gets to watch me sink or swim on this crazy sweepstakes.
Yeah, but it'll work out.
Someone's
dude.
gonna want
It'll
it.
Be fun.
Someone's gonna want the car.
Did you think about throwing parts in it so somebody could make that a build, or is it just gonna be that chassis?
That's a great idea. See, here's the thing. I thought if people really start to receive this thing, I have a feeling people are gonna want the thing.
Well, I would, yeah.
Can you imagine? So here's the thing. I could either go two ways. One, we give it away for real, or two, we keep it and we bring it to a car show. Like that. If it gets 1 million views, we should bring it to a car show. Literally sit it right there. People go like, dude. And by the way, the name is Russ Dory.
Russ Dory.
Russ Dory. So RUSTDORI.com for real.
Yeah.
Like, so we're branding this thing now. There's gonna be merch.
Hell yeah.
Dude, I'm serious. I'm gonna do shirts. I'm gonna do pins of this Russ Dory, and just for fun. We're just totally having a good time with this thing. I was like, if it becomes popular, we should bring it to a car show. It'd be hilarious, and I'll wear the freaking outfit.
I love it, dude.
Totally introvert. I'm done.
But I think the giving away is really cool, and shoot, maybe some brands would be part of it. You know, everybody gives away a car that's finished and done and ready to drive, but half of the pleasure of even building a car, not even half, to me, is most of it is the actual action of building it yourself.
That's a great idea.
So maybe if you were able to team up with some companies and
like
say,
Downstar.
hey, yeah, we're down for it, dude. Just have a box of parts in the trunk and say, here you go, guys. You'll have fun.
That's a crazy idea. No, see, so now you're on the team now because now you're making me think.
I'm with it.
What I thought about was, this is my kind of entrepreneurial side of things. I say, how cool would it be if we were effectively produced more results with pieces of crap cars than those guys did giving away $120,000 worth of stuff? How awesome would that be? I said, if this really works, we should do it twice a year or whatever, you know, or once every year, and everyone's actually looking forward to it. And I thought maybe the next one, we'll do a car where it's actually something it's still cheap, but you kind of want to win it, right? And then that's a great add-on where maybe if it's funny enough or cool enough, other companies will be like, yeah, let's just throw some parts in the back. Obviously throw some hardware from Downstar and whatever, and then you assemble your own vehicle. Yeah. Like, here it is, there it is, have fun, you know. Yeah. That's a good way to do
definitely, it. These relationships that you're making, like us, we would definitely be part of it, and I know that Hasport, they would be part of it, too. You know?
For sure. Brian's amazing.
Yeah, you were there recently.
Dude, he came to me.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I got to say that. So Brian from Hasport, yes, Mr. all-knowing of all Honda,
OG.
VTEC, OG, whatever. Bro, when we were at SEMA, he's like, I want to do something with you. And Brian's a great guy. And Aaron from VTEC Academy and all those guys, we're going to do something. And he meant it. There's so many people that say stuff, right? And they don't come through. Brian's like, so one day I go, all right, well, we got this Midori Civic, and I'm competing in it. It's got stock mounts in it. He's all, dude, I want to go put mounts in it. So what I expected, I was like, okay, he's going to send me some mounts. That's awesome. I mean, period. Cool, right? I mean, the Hasport mounts are the best. He goes, but I want to actually come over and install them myself. I went, wait, what? Dude, you're in Arizona. I'm in San Diego. 6 hours to drive. I said, "You're seriously come all the way down here to do it yourself?" He goes, "Nah, I mean, it'd like be an honor for him to work on the Max Boost car."
Yeah.
I'm all, bro, that's so sick. So he showed up.
Wow, that's so cool.
And he did a motor swap, not just the mounts. What happened was I blew the motor the Sunday I teach competition schools. I do racing certification courses for NASA, NASA Pro Racing. I was in the school doing a race. I blew it up in like the second to the last lap of the last day of the whole entire thing. I was like, dang it, had to tow it. I called him up. I'm all, I don't know if you want to put mounts in this car still because I just blew the motor. Do you still want to do it? He's all, why don't we just swap the motor? I'm like, oh, okay. But I mean, I swapped the D series for a D series, but not only did he swap the mounts, he swapped the whole motor, dude.
Wow.
He pulled the oil pan, checked for we blew rod bearing, and he did the whole thing. I got it all on video, and we're going to share it. Like, I'm just like, dude, who does that?
Yeah.
This guy doesn't have to do that. I mean, he's so down, and we're down with him for sure. I've got something. I just showed him some artwork that I did of the Hotsport CRX, and I sent that to him. So there's a little insight right there. We're gonna add it to volume 3 of the Max Boost book, but it'll be in there, and some other things we're gonna be doing. So we plan to send some merch out to Hotsport for them to give away to customers in packages free. We take care of it. They just throw the stuff in there. Mm-hmm. So we're doing that with Hybrid as well. If you want to do something, we do it.
Definitely.
It's just fun just to throw extra little, merch and packages and just,
Well, speaking of that, dude, I think I got an extra copy of this influencer book that maybe we could give away to somebody that's watching right now, man.
I forgot. We should have said that in the beginning.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm super down to... I mean, we've got stuff too, so I don't know. Well, do we have any? These were gone, dude. I think we've got a couple. You don't have to give away yours. We'll send it. We'll send it for you.
Okay.
But yeah, we should have said something in the beginning, like, hey, you watch it. Maybe you should cut this and put this in the front.
Let's cut it and put it.
Yeah. Hey, so if you watch this, we're gonna do a couple of things. This is the Max Boost Influencer book, completely sold out, but we've got a copy, and we'll give it to somebody that's watching this podcast right now. We just got to have, all you have to do is go to what?
You can just go to the youtube.com/Downstar Inc. on this episode.
And leave a comment.
And
right?
leave a comment below.
Yeah.
Just tell us what you think about the episode. Tell us if you've watched or if you've seen episodes of Max Boost, and some of your memories of it,
Or if you don't know about Max Boost, cool too. Yeah, you can win a copy of this. You're completely sold out. They're rare, and you'll want it. And then on top of that, for a second, we'll give away a book plus a $50 gift certificate to the winner. And then we'll give a second one. We'll pull another person out, and for a second winner, we'll give another $50 gift certificate to maxboost.com. So you'll be able to grab whatever it is you like. We've got keychains for Max Boost and all this other stuff. All right. So we got 2 winners. Just leave a comment. Share.
Dude, definitely, bro. Yeah. And we'll make sure that we have something. We could do something on the socials too. That would be cool.
Yeah,
so
maybe
we'll do one for the YouTube and then something on the socials. But man, I appreciate all this stuff, bro.
Yeah.
We still got some other stuff. I want to see some of these drawings.
We're just gonna keep going.
Let's keep going.
So,
I want to see this magazine right here. God damn.
So check this out. So I forgot. I thought
Shout out to Alley Cat.
Something that started everything. So I think this might be like kind of the thing that when I think of things that went wrong, this changed my life.
Okay.
I went to the dealership on the mile of cars with my dad to try to buy a Toyota Celica, 1994 or some shit. Like a Toyota Celica. For some reason, I'm Filipino. Filipinos get it. We want Celicas for some reason. Celica GT, the bug-eyed one. For some reason, I wanted one so bad. On the way walking to the dealership, I walked past the Acura dealer, and I'll never forget him. He's this guy in, a white shirt and collared and everything, walks up to us, blonde guy. Have you seen the new Acura Integra? I was like, not interested at all. Anyways, ended up doing a test drive of the Acura Integra, and long story short, never got the Celica.
Yeah.
Or even test drove it.
Yeah.
So blew my life, changed my life. So that's one thing that went wrong, quote unquote. I didn't get the Celica. I ended up in the Tegra. I had no idea at the time it was the tuner culture wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
A big thing then. So I didn't realize it just when I ended up picking a GSR. I didn't know I got the rice rocket of all rice rockets. Mm-hmm. And so this changed my life. Drag Generation 2 turbo kits were coming out. They needed a car to do the prototype. And I ended up doing that prototype for Turbo Magazine. And my car was featured right here. And it was the first Drag Generation 2 turbo kit in the world. And so I went turbo in 1997.
Oh, shit.
1997. And so there's my car. And look at little zoom sticker, right? And so this is where I met Michael Ferrara. Who obviously is a publisher for D Sport now. But that's when I met him. And then that's when we created a year later Import Tuner magazine for the same publisher. Turbo Magazine wanted to produce a second publication that wasn't like Turbo, Super Street, or Import Tuner.
Yeah.
Or Sport Compact Car. So we created Import Tuner. But anyways, I just wanted to show you that. So this is the Got Boost issue of Turbo Magazine.
That's very cool, man.
Yeah, no, that changed my life. That was a life-changing moment.
Yeah, this was all before my time, dude.
Yeah. Here's another cool thing. There's very few people have ever seen this in real life. I just thought it'd be neat to show you because you're an artist.
Yeah.
But this is another thing that changed my life was the very first pages of Max Boost. So this is the hand-drawn, like, original pages for issue number 1, pages 1 and 2.
Wow.
Yeah, so me and inker from the comic book industry, my buddy Jason Rodriguez, inked it. But this is something no one's ever seen. Very few people. You can touch it. But yeah, that's when not a lot of comic book artists don't draw on paper anymore. So that was just a good example of that. But that's the first issue.
Wow. So a lot of this, would you draw with pencil and then trace with a pen?
Yep, blue pencil, graphite pencil, and then pen. And if you watch one of the throttle videos for where I'm in it, you'll see my process in the throttle videos.
Blue pencil?
Yeah.
What's the significance of starting with that?
Okay, so trippy. So blue, this is going to age me. But blue, you start with blue is kind of like the rough sketch. Uh-huh. And why you use blue was because blue did not get picked up in copy machines.
Okay, got you.
So then you draw on graphite and then kind of erase everything, and that smudge or the blue doesn't show up in the copy machine.
Oh, okay, got you.
Very old school. But now I'm used to drawing on blue. And that's very, very, like I said, it'll age you. When someone pulls out a blue pencil, it's like, yeah, you've been drawing for a long time.
So what about the actual ink pen? What would you use for that?
This one was, let me see, I think Jason. We would use pens like Sakura pens for artists that know. Back in the day was Sakura. I also used, not this particular issue. Oh, we used to use brush.
Really?
Bro.
Oh, wow.
Jason Rodriguez is one of the best brush inkers in the world. I don't know. I think he might have used brush on this. Yeah, I think that's brush. So this is actually brush. Unbelievable, right?
Yeah, I would have thought that would have been a marker.
If you watched him do this, it'll blow your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. Like those little... Yeah, no, it's not a marker.
So how many different style pens would you use? Because I see that there's a lot of different thicknesses and lines.
In the newer issues, probably just 1 or 2. Like it's just the way, all it is thickness. But now, volume 3, I believe I'm gonna do all digital. I don't know if I'm gonna draw on paper anymore. Things have changed, so I'm using those big Wacom tablets.
Okay.
Have you seen those?
No.
It's like a big iPad, and you could just draw straight on it. Amazing. So what used to take me like weeks to do, I think is gonna take only like days.
Yeah.
I for some reason in my head, I'm worried it's gonna take so long to make new issues.
Yeah.
But with the new technology now, I think it may be faster than that, like 5 times, 10 times faster. Like not kidding, like no exaggeration. This took so long to do back in the day.
This is awesome, bro.
Thank you,
oh
man.
my god.
Yeah, I wanted you to see it. I thought that you as an artist, I think you could understand that. And this is the original from 1998. So here's blue pencil. So this is a drawing that I did of a NSX GT3 for the GT World Challenge series. And so we did a thing during quarantine, and bless you.
Thank you.
And and so this is the blue pencil of it, and then the finished pieces in here, in volume 2. So that so it's here. You can see the process.
Got you.
Yeah, where is that? Yep, there you go. Yeah, so.
So this is that right here.
Yep. So then there's a separate
Light
sketch.
box, graphite pencil.
Yep. And so so we go from blue pencil to pen.
Ready for
And then you
ink.
scan it in, and then you color it. And then the next page shows you the final like black and white. Not that one. Yep. And then the next page after that shows the
so sick.
This is actually a fan. A fan colored it.
Oh, sick.
So yeah, let me give some props to Jenny. Jenny is the one who won. She won the coloring contest, and you'll see it in the book. This is her NSX. She colored this from our black and white, from the black and white image. So it used to look like this, and now it looks like that.
Now, where did you guys put this image up at?
It was on the GT World Challenge website, and I think it's on our Instagram at Max Boost Comic.
So this one, the black and white one was up, and then she just took it upon herself to color it?
Oh, yeah. No, you have to enter via email. Then through email, we send you the file.
Got you.
Back in the day. So there's the,
Oh, there's Mickey right there.
What else was I going to show?
Oh, this is so cool, dude.
This is, you're an artist, so you can appreciate this too. So this, I still have the original sketchbook that I made the very first drawings. There's an original sketchbook that I made the very first drawings of Max and Otto. So this is from 1997.
Wow.
Yeah. So just thought I'd show you kind of like some of my sketchy type stuff. But where is it? Let's see. I want to make sure this doesn't fall.
Wow, this process is so crazy.
Yeah. So this is like some of the. This is me drawing kind of an anime comic, but yeah. Oh, see, so this is a legit. Back in '97, I think '98. This is the first import. This is the first import tuner logos of my rough drafts before we turned it into the actual logo. Eventually, is that kind of crazy?
Yeah, I gotta get a picture.
This is some of the original. First one, see, I had Turbo, Turbo magazine, import tuner, and then there's Auto right there. And what was funny was Max Boost. Max was not the first character I created. It was actually Auto.
Okay.
Yeah, and you see it right here. See, import tuner. Oh, and some people don't know this. I designed the original IDRC logo for Import Drag Racing Circuit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that was mine. See, that's kind of cool. You've seen the logo before, right? This is me thinking it through until I got the IDRC logo.
Wow.
Yeah, so import tuner.
Man, this stuff is history, bro.
Yeah, so there it is. So originally Max Boost was called Auto and Rod. So I created Auto first, which was a guy with a hat. And then I added the bangs, which are now trademark, signature, and then eventually became Max Boost. But this is the first time I ever drew him.
Did you get inspiration from anybody real for him?
Everyone asked me that, and then they're like, isn't Max just you?
Yeah.
And Auto just you? And I'm like, maybe. Maybe.
You'll never know.
But no, I mean, all the things that they go through, like when we first started drawing those first years of issues, was like all the stuff dealing with the cop and all street races. If you look in those issues, you'll see like even the street racing in like the third or the fourth issue, it's a real location in San Diego.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Firehouse is what it was called. But yeah, so these are just original drawings I thought I'd share with you because it's just, just a bit of history here.
This is so cool, man.
Yeah, and just how rough I draw, by the way. Like,
yeah, what's the thought behind that? Is that just to like get like the overall shape of it?
Yeah, yeah. I work in like,
okay,
and you just start to dial down. Like I have too many thoughts in my head. I have to sketch really fast.
Okay,
like I have to just get it down and I kind of contain it a little bit, and then I can come back and see. I gotta put the energy onto the paper.
Got it.
Yeah.
I love that. I never even thought about that because when I draw, it's like I try to make that drawing the final
Finished already?
one.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, that's not saying there's anything wrong with that at all. Some people are like that. That's not me for sure. I
Yeah.
am so scribble, and then I have to refine. And then you wouldn't think that I'm a scribbler when you look at the artwork I do.
Yeah.
It's literally scribbling first, like big time. So yeah, so I just wanted to share that with you.
Thank you.
Was there anything else? Oh yeah. Oh. I wanted to give these to you guys.
Sick.
To you, the crew, whoever wants them. So I started doing we actually have a little fan club. I've got like 30 people in it.
Nice.
It's at fanclub.maxboost.com. And really what it is, it's a Patreon. I don't know if you know what Patreon
Yes.
is. Right? It's a Patreon. And so it's just people that want to support Max Boost on a monthly basis. And so we give them swag every month that's unique and original and rare. So these posters I'm about to show you, there's only 50 in the world of each. And I'm giving you 3 of each one of these, and they're all going to be signed and numbered. But these are, so I wanted to make sure you got these.
Oh, dude, thank you.
Yeah, for you
wow,
and
that
your
looks
crew.
so cool.
Yeah, this is a gift on behalf of the fan club to you guys.
Shout out to the fan club.
For sure, dude.
Max Boost Cult.
Yeah, and the Max Boost cult. So yeah, there's 3 of these guys. We got the Dub X, and then we've got the Evo right here.
That's this
kind of
dude.
a mixer in the throttle.
What's his name?
Yeah, Zig and Zag.
Zig and Zag.
Yeah, Zig and Zag. And then we've got, let's see, what else we got in here? We've got, these posters. So normally in order to get a poster in our fan club, it's $100 per month.
Okay.
Just letting you know. And I tell people, don't join the fan club for the swag you get. You're trying to support the mission. Like,
man, maybe we maybe we should do a Patreon for downtime. Dude.
They should.
Oh, that's sick.
So
I like that,
yeah,
dude.
There you go. Got the 8s, the
Oh,
8.6.
that's so cool.
So you got a couple of those, and then the latest one we did is with one of the cars on the influencer cover. My buddy Wes over at Elite Finish, and there's his Mustang.
Nice.
Yeah, and so and then eventually, if you're okay with it, we'll do one of yours.
Hell yeah, bro. Any ideas you have, Dennis, I'm down for it, bro.
Oh shoot,
I love it, dude.
Watch
Even if you
out.
need me to act.
Hey guys, let's do it. Don't think I don't got crazier stuff down the line.
I hope so,
I'm
dude.
telling
I love
you,
it.
if this giveaway goes, I've never acted before. I had to act, bro.
Yeah.
In this thing, it's just I didn't expect it. Like that morning, the crew's like, you have to act it out. Like it doesn't work with just saying the words. I'm like, oh my god. But I was proud of myself after.
Good, dude.
And,
I can't wait to see it.
And I hope it's good, man. I'll let you see it first, and then you'll see it. And I'm like, I wonder how many people will think we're really giving it away.
Bro, I appreciate this stuff so much, man. Just what you do and just the art that you
Yeah,
do.
for sure.
It's amazing, dude.
Yeah.
It's like ever since
Thank
I
you.
was a child, that was my thing, just to draw. I would draw all the time, man. I loved it. And even to this day, I love to draw. My wife, she a few Christmases back, she got me like a leather bound drawing book.
Right on.
And just has like hundreds of pages, and it's like really quality paper and stuff. And my favorite pen is the Pilot pens.
Oh, okay.
I love those.
If you got
ones,
a favorite
dude.
pen, that's always good.
And then I always lose them. I don't know what happens to them.
Who doesn't not lose?
I want to
a
buy
pen?
like just a bulk pack of them from Costco or something.
Oh, man.
I love that pen, and whenever I get a chance to just sit down and just draw, and I've tried to draw something from Max Boost before.
Hell yeah,
too,
dude.
but
Oh yeah, yeah.
when
Well, you sent
the last time
yours is in the book. You saw that sketch. Your sketch is in there. Did you know that?
No.
Your sketch is in here, bro. Let me see. Now you're scaring me that for some reason it. Oh, look at that. There you are, dude.
Oh shit.
They put it in here, dude.
Oh my god, no
He's
way.
in there, man.
Let me see.
Let's do it again. I'll make it bigger next time.
Oh, dude,
But I
that's
think it was
so funny, bro.
Can we do another one?
Yes, of course.
Bro, you made it.
That's funny. Yeah, I was trying to go with the same style of character. When I draw, like if you could tell, like with the hair and stuff, I like to do a lot of like, I don't know if those like cross hatching or something.
Sure.
To show the details, and then
Yeah.
oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, so these are all just fan art.
Wow.
Yeah, like you got like Strawberry Scented Burnout, Mr. Francis Bautista. You got the guys from right here. It's all over.
That's so cool because I posted that on.
These are our fans. Man.
I posted it on my Instagram, but I just never knew that you took it from the. Oh, dude, that makes me feel good,
bro.
Dennis.
Of course,
Thank
100%.
you so
You're
much,
welcome.
man.
No, thank you for playing the part. And then what was I gonna say right now? Was I forgot. But I'm sure
it'll come back to you.
But yeah, man, good times.
Yeah, definitely. So 2021 is it's wrapping up fairly quickly, dude. Do you have anything that's in the works for the rest of the year?
Everything. So I'll kind of give you the skinny. So like I said, we didn't want to give up. We're not giving up. We're doing toys.
Hell yeah.
How we're doing them? Yeah, we're gonna do a Kickstarter for the toys. I kind of want to just move this so that people can see it.
Okay. Thank you for those, by the way.
Oh, yeah,
I'm gonna head over to Michael's after I get out of here. And,
they look great framed.
Yeah, definitely.
And I don't mean to just say that like, oh, my stuff looks great framed.
It does look.
No, it actually looks really good framed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is one of those things. So 2021 for me has just been about going for it, like just like the stupid shoot that I just did.
Yeah.
Just go for it. Get past the stuff in your head, and I was like, here I am this whole entire time for all those years waiting for someone that'll say yes to a toy deal for me. I'm like, F that. We're going to do our own toys.
Hell yeah.
That's the way to do it. Like, I'm like, why am I waiting? I'll do it. So we're going to launch toys on Kickstarter. And I hope that, people want it, and we'll find out. But on Kickstarter, at least that's the best place to find out. So we're going to launch the toys on Kickstarter. And I'm hoping that sometime this year. And then... and yeah, you can only imagine which brands we're going to be doing and all that stuff. Oh, it's going to be so awesome.
I bet, man.
It's going to be a dream come true when I do it. I don't think I'll make $1 million, but it'll just be one of those things. I quit 15 years ago or whatever, 13 years ago. And now here I am. I got another chance.
Yeah.
And it's like,
definitely.
That's going to be so sick. Launching that, we're launching a coloring book. There's a coloring book I'm doing. I don't know if I can talk about it yet because it's not just me. It's like a thing. It's gonna be really cool. Dude, I wonder. Well, if someone's listening at this point, it's not really gonna be a problem.
Yeah, we're
tell
about
you
2 hours in. Don't say nothing, guys.
No one's listening anymore. But if you are, leave a message that you are literally listening at this point. I might randomly pick you and just give you something. That's it. You got to say, I was listening at, say
probably like 2 hours right
now.
No,
leave a message. No, leave a comment that goes, yo, Max Boost and Downstar collab would be the shiznit. That's the code word.
I got ideas already, but I'm not going to say it on mic. Once his mic's cut off, dude. My brain's already... It's already going.
So we got some coloring book stuff that we were wanting to do with a twist.
Okay.
To it. So, anyways, relaunching apparel because you made me want to do this again.
Oh, dude!
So many people are asking.
So amazing, bro.
So many people are asking us to bring autocannon back. It's again just the nostalgia of it. People remember they bought this stuff, and comic books cool, of course, but the thing about autocannon, the clothing brand, people wore it.
Yeah.
You literally wore it, and so you were in the shirt for a year or whatever it was. It was awesome. And I remember watching people at shows wearing it. So people really, really had a affection to that brand. So we'll be launching that. And that's all in film. So you remember I said toys? Mm-hmm. We're going to do a movie.
Yeah.
I said, I'm not going to quit until we do it. So do I have to wait for a studio, or are we just going to do it ourselves?
Yeah.
So one of the things I'm going to do first is write the script.
Okay.
And that's going to be a Kickstarter too, where we're going to write the script together as a community, and just go, let's come up with the baddest ass Max Boost story we could possibly come up with that fits in like a 2 hour or an hour and a half of film. And let's just do it together and see what comes up with it. I think that's going to be an amazing project.
Will it be a cartoon film?
Yeah, animation.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, animation. There's some other things I can't talk about that are secret that no one's expecting.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be so dope. And yes, you don't worry, you could be a part of it.
Yes.
I'm gonna need some acting skills from you.
Yes.
The other thing we want to do.
What was that noise?
Oh,
I heard. What?
Dude, you're hired.
I'm hired.
Bro, main character. No, but yeah, so a lot of people have also asked us, this is not necessarily this year, but a lot of people have asked us to do Last Race Part 2.
Okay.
And that was so fucking cool to do. I don't know because but it's so freaking cool to do. I've always wanted to do another film.
Gotcha.
And so I've got a film script that isn't The Last Race Part 2. It's a separate film.
Yeah.
So dope. Like I came up with some idea that I think the industry would think it was so fun to shoot that thing if we did it. So it's a little different. You've never seen it before.
Yeah.
Can you believe it? Like this has never been done before. I want to do it. And I think 2022 is going to be the latest we do that. But I want to kickstart that film and actually shoot it. It's gonna be the craziest, nuttiest thing, and we'll make a movie together, right? So so there's a few things coming down the pipeline, and that's it. And that's for the entrepreneurs out there, just letting you know, everything that I just told you right now is Max Boost related or autocannon related. This is not my day job. So I own other things, and like I said it earlier, I own a dress company.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about that?
No. Just how to take them off, but that's it.
Dang! Well, you'll like the name of my dress company.
What is it?
It's called The Undress.
The Undress. Wow, dude.
Yeah, it's called The Undress. But check it out. This is what happened. And you got to hear this epic story.
Yeah.
This is the beginning of my Kickstarter story because this is actually what I Kickstarted first.
Okay.
So kind of shifting gears here, guys. We're talking about something completely else. What people may not know about me is I was an avid runner, cyclist, triathlete for a long time. I even owned one of the largest running groups in San Diego. We had thousands and thousands of members, and it's a free community thing. I wanted people to run. We had thousands of members in it. So we'd meet everywhere to do runs in Balboa Park, and next to the water, blah, blah, blah. It's just to get people to running and find other people to run with. So doing that for a while. And you know what is very common every time you finish the beginning or end a run is you got to change clothes. Do you do endurance? Have you ever done endurance sports?
No.
Okay. So just imagine, so we had one of our biggest runs was a place called the waterfront in downtown San Diego. Unfortunately, you like running near the water, but there's no bathrooms or any places to change. And our run started at 6:00 right after people work. So what happens is people drive in, have to park. How do you get out of your work clothes? Well, you do the thing, right? Like you change in the backseat of your car, you do the towel change or whatever. And if you're as active as I was, you're doing this 4 or 5 times a week, changing in public. It's weird. It just gets awkward. People start walking around. You got kids and all this stuff. And then you try to do it in the backseat. It's just harder than it needs to be. And so in particular for women, so ask a woman how many times she's had to hide. Ask a woman how hard it is to remove a sweaty sports bra that doesn't have a clasp, and they all wear it. So what ended up happening is we'd go do the run. They'd be changing in the parking lot. Sometimes you'd walk up on people and stuff, and there's 100 runners. We'd run, come back, and then after that, we'd go to the bar and eat and drink and stuff. That's kind of the reward for the run, right? And so at the bar, some people would stay in their workout clothes because they didn't want to go through the hassle, and a lot of them were the women. And so I hated doing it once in a while, changing and all this stuff. And I'm just like going, dude, someone's got to invent something in particular for women to make changing easier in public places. So my inventor brain just came up with something called the Undress. And I didn't want this thing to look stupid when you use it. There's things that look like tubes and you get in you change, or this big parka, fluffy parka that doesn't, and whatever. I said, what about if I came up with something that was elegant, didn't look like a shower curtain, and helped you change in your clothes? And imagine being able to do that where a woman could be wearing whatever she's wearing and get, let's say, out of her sweaty running clothes into a dress in 30 seconds in public without ever needing any privacy. It's that fast. So how could you do it? And then my brain got on it, invented this thing, and it looks like a regular dress. It's elegant. It's actually wearable as a regular dress. So we ended up going, the stupid idea, I'm like, here I am coming up with this other idea. At the time, I'm a partner in a tech company in San Diego, and I thought this was a distraction. I'm like, I don't know if I should do this. You get very aware of where your energy goes when you're an entrepreneur. I'm like, I don't know if that's a distraction. So one of the people that worked for me, her name April, I showed it to her and I said, what do you think of this idea? She couldn't get it. She's like, I don't know. She actually ran too. And then went to Amazon, cut up a dress, gave it to her. I told her, try this. She does the thing. She looks up at me like this. Oh my God. And I was like, that's $1 million look. As an entrepreneur, you can't ignore that. I go, $1 million look. She's like, this is incredible. And that's when I said, full beans, let's go. Took the concept of the undress, and you can check it out at theundress.com. Put it on quick Kickstarter. Launched it on September 22nd. And I wasn't sure about this idea. I said, well, you know what? Let's try it. If we sell 300 dresses, that's enough to cover, I'll break even possibly, and we can make 300 dresses and ship them out and see if anyone cares. And maybe then I'll decide what to do with this idea if it's really cool. So I was like, let's see if we could do $22,000 in sales on Kickstarter. And Kickstarter, for those who don't know, it's a site where you put up an idea and people will pre-order that product of yours if they believe in it. So, and if enough people pre-order it, you get to set that limit that you have enough money to make it. And then you can send it later. You don't have to, it's not like Amazon where they deliver it tomorrow. So it helps fund your idea. And so this idea, I'm like, let's try to see if we can shoot for 22,000 in sales, which I thought was nuts. Like, how do you try to come up with a clothing brand and go sell $22,000 and in 39 days? There has a limited time in Kickstarter, is 39 days that we decided. 22,000, 39 days. So I know you don't know this dress, so you don't know what happened, right? Launch this thing, bro. We ended up making $615,000 in 39 days. In the first 39 days of this idea.
Oh my God.
We became Kickstarter's #1 women's fashion product of all time. Definitely #1 dress. And then we ended up winning the Shark Tank Your Life contest on Good Morning America with this idea. Went to 1 million super quick. And the rest is kind of history. So that's a company that I own that is based out of Mission Valley. So I have a dress company, and that's just one other thing we're doing. We're about to launch another Kickstarter in about 45 days or so from now for the next version of the undress. So the first version did 615,000, like the third version did another 500,000, and another version did, like, it just kept, we've done multi-million dollars in this crazy dress idea. So it's at theundress.com. Go check it out.
This is fascinating, bro.
That's one idea. Dude, I never thought I'd be selling dresses, bro. Like, what the heck happened? And so, so I leave the tech company and I started doing dresses. But here's what's coming up. And this is what I think, if there's anything on the entrepreneurial side of things. Remember I told you when I die, what would I be upset about? Well, as a creator, as an inventor for me, the thing I'd be most upset about is I didn't get the ideas out. Yeah. I feel like God put them in your head for a reason, for you to deliver, right? There's a reason you came up with that, and it's so unique to you. It's like a gift, but it's got to come out.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, if I die and those don't come out, I'd be upset. And I had this thing called the list of 15. 15 ideas that I listed out them all. I need to make these happen. I feel like God's telling me I need to make these happen. Let's just say Max Boost is 1. So, right? Autocannon is 2. Oh, where's the other 13? There's a lot. The undress became 1. And so we're going to be launching crazy. So not all of the things that I just talked about. We're going to launch a new women's handbag line that I'm really excited about. Believe it or not, I'm excited about a handbag line. So a new brand of handbags. We've got a backpack brand I've always wanted to do, adventure backpacks, because something that I always wish I could do is travel more. So I'm just going to literally launch a company that's travel related.
Yeah.
Which is another kind of cool way to do things, like that we were I was actually talking about this last week, where I was like, if you love something, just create a business around it. Yeah. You'll be doing it more often, And so so that and pretty much a bunch of other things. So our goal over the next 12-ish months is something that I call 12 by 12. We're going to launch 12 new brands or businesses in 12 months.
Wow. How do you find the time?
I don't know. I have 2 kids and a 1-year-old.
Yes. How do you find?
Well, there's a real answer. There's a true answer to that. People have no idea how I do it. So the people that work with me in Max Boost have no idea how can I do.
Yes.
Like, I'm working with factories in Asia. They have no clue, like, other stuff that's going on, and I don't even know how I'm doing. I'm here on a Friday, taking 8 hours of driving up and down here to be with you is a huge part of the chunk of my week that I'm not devoting to the other stuff. I have to calculate all of that stuff out, right? I have to really make a decision. Like, this is valuable. Do it, and all of that. So how you do it is you got to get, I don't have like a box answer for this, but I'll say a couple things. Things that are coming to my head right now is prioritization. You've heard of the 80-20 rule, right? No? Okay, so as an artist, you probably know you'll get to a point in something you create that it's good enough. And then that last 20% takes you 2 times longer than the 80 took. So just go to 80.
Okay.
Because no one can see the 20.
Gotcha.
Like we do as artists. But I'm not saying do crap. Because your 80 is better than a lot of people's 120s.
Got you.
Okay. So there's that. So you only have so much time. And a lot of times people don't care about perfection. They care about it being done. Right? They just want, like, your audience wants you to just, like, yeah, give me some, like, they talk about it in social media all the time. Don't have the perfect video. You just got to get it out there.
Gotcha.
Sometimes. Hard to think as an artist, like, dude, it's got to be great. So there's that. Prioritization, too, is one. Know where the priority is. So, I've learned more recently, it's like these things are really actually critical. If you break down any project, what's actually critical, you'd be surprised. There's 100 things, and these are critical. Everything else actually doesn't have to exist. Like, and you take the time and you look and you go, okay, that gives you the space to go, these are the things we need to stay on board on. Everything else is bonus. The project will launch here. This is just extra. Okay, cool. Like, you literally have to have, like, even the book prototype. This prototype I showed you, all I needed. Let me show you. Where did the book go? Right here. So this book, I'm like freaking out. I need to have a book prototype ready that has the interior pages done properly. No. Check this out. I printed this book back in the day before I even knew I was going to sell it. So all I needed this whole time was a cover. So this is looking behind the curtain a little bit, guys. I did this whole entire Kickstarter without an actual book. I mean, there's a book sitting here, but it's just the cover I changed. And this I printed for like $15. That created an entire Kickstarter that just made 50 grand.
Got you.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Got
so,
you.
Not duping anybody. It's more like I didn't have the time to get the factory to build me a book and all this stuff. So we just had to get creative so that we can show and show the book and portray it like, and of course we're going to deliver exactly what we say.
Got you.
But the prototype, I was like, am I going to wait another month?
Got you.
If I wait another month, 12 by 12 gets harder, right? So there's that. The other thing that I said, teams. So good people. So I'm still learning, even after all these years. I paid so many salaries and so many paychecks and so many, like, I think the last time I made money from someone else as a salary, like 20, when I was 20 years old, 21. So getting teams together and all that and find the right people. You get the right people on the squad, anything can happen. And so this squad's about my crazy idea. So you got to make sure that they're about like, if I said, hey dude, let's do 12, they got to go, hell yeah. Let's try it. And this is one of those things, Frank, easily fail this. We could easily fail this. It's hard. It's the craziest thing, but it's like worth going for. And so our ideal scenario is to be launching something pretty much on a monthly basis. I didn't say like every month we have to launch it, but at the end of 12 months we'll have 12 new things. Teams make all the difference. I can't do it on my own. But I do simplify things so much that it's like, it makes it that much easier. You just need a video, you need a photo, you need a price, you need a thing. Like, that's kind of like, break it down like that, and you get a chance to do it. And let me see. I think the last thing that's coming to my mind is make sure, and you probably know this, one thing that can kill you is people on a team that don't come through. Super hard, particularly suppliers. Oh my gosh. Suppliers fulfillment. You can't make the thing, it's over. Everything's over. Yeah. Like, and so make sure the people on the team are reliable. So those are the things that come up in my head.
Bro, it's fascinating, dude. You just blew my mind.
Oh, well, sorry. The last thing I had to say about that, the reason why I'm doing it, and I'm going to put it, I say I'm going to do it, and I hope I do. On social, I want people to learn what I'm doing, how I'm doing it on Kickstarter, how we're launching these products. And the reason why I'm doing 12 in 12 months is to prove to people that if we can do 12 in 12 months, I promise you could do your one dream idea in your lifetime. And I think that if you just keep watching us do it, you're going to go, man, mine's is possible.
Yeah.
And that's what I want people to take away from it. It's like, bro, they just like in 30 days came up with this crazy idea for a purse. 45 days later, they sold, $100,000 worth of them.
Now, how would you get people to even go to the Kickstarter for the undress? How did you even make that happen?
Which one?
The first one.
The very first one
very
was the
first
trickiest. Was interesting. It's very different than the other versions because we didn't expect it.
Yeah.
So back then, what we did was, so now I'm going to start talking a little bit more like when I'm consulting people on Kickstarter. The first thing you do when you want to launch this idea, so you've got your idea, and you put it on Kickstarter. Really, people go, how much do you want to make? That's the first question. Right? Mm-hmm. Some people can't figure out how to calculate that, but let's just say some people go, $10,000 would be great. Okay, cool. And they think in gross, let's say 10,000 gross. Okay, cool. Or they say 200,000, two totally different games. Okay. $200,000 game is not a $10,000 game, but let's say most people are happy with $10,000, $20,000. I promise you, for the most part, you launching something, this idea, you've got enough friends and family and their friends and family that can make a majority of that money by supporting whatever it is that you want. Obviously, they have to authentically want to support you or they want the product, but it's there. And so where we started was with everybody around us, right? Mm-hmm. My friends, my community, telling people in running or whatever that were coming out with this thing. We launched it completely blind. Like we didn't do any pre-marketing when we launched the first undress. The reason why I didn't do that, which is what most people do, let me step back. Here's a little strategy session. Like if you're going to launch this thing, the first thing you want to do is create a list of people that are waiting for it, that would love it. So then you go, hey, everybody that wants this thing is in the most amazing thing ever. Oh my God, I've always wanted one of those. I'm so glad you're inventing it. We're going to launch it on Kickstarter. The first thing you're going to want them to do is go to a landing page like MailChimp or whatever and start collecting email addresses. There's a saying in most businesses, like if you're not collecting emails, you're not building a business. So you got emails that are collecting against this thing. And you keep going on social. Hey, go to my email. Go do everything you can to get people on the email. And to get a successful launch, you want, let's just say, thousands of people on that email list. And you can do it. You got to look at your friends list now in Facebook or whatever, or Instagram. Everyone's got thousands of people sitting right there. Even a percentage of that can turn into something for you to launch this cool idea. So you start with an email list. When you start to get comfortable that you feel like there's enough people behind it, and let's say I need to sell $10,000 worth of this, and you go $10,000 worth of it, I'm just make up a number to make it easy math. I just need, at $100 a piece, I just need 100 people to buy. Mm-hmm. That's it. There's 100 people, dude. Like, can you do that? Yeah. And then your list has 500 people in it. So you're like, I think I'm ready to go, right? And when you have that list, you can email and ask people the question, like, is it okay at $100? Do you think this is really cool? What would you guys like to see? You start interacting before you ever start to put it online. You start to get feedback already, right? And then when you're ready to launch, if you do it right, they're excited. They're part of the team. They were there from the beginning before you even launched. And they're like, I'm going to be the first one. And that's what happened with Max Boost. I actually want you to show this in the podcast if you can cut into it. The very first minute when I launched and how much money we made.
And you have that footage?
It's on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. I'll get it to you, but I want your viewers to see that because I think they'd be inspired.
Okay.
Watch me launch. I literally do it live. I live launch. I hit the button. It goes live. Watch the money just go. And it's like, those are people that believe in you. They're on your list. And so then they're going to help launch to you successfully. So then you launch your Kickstarter and all of a sudden they come in and you don't know, man. Your goal might be $10,000 to make in 39 days. You end up making $10,000 in day one.
And the Kickstarter could be for anything.
Almost anything, yeah. Okay. Can't do weapons. You can't do like drugs or marijuana or anything like that. There's certain things, and certain things work better than others. So on Kickstarter, products work. You can do digital. but most people want stuff you can touch. Whether it's comic books, so people have launched comic books. I launched a headphone company called Minitio. We did like that company. I think we did 400 something thousand in the first 30 something days. Helped launch, a smart water bottle called Hydrate. We did 627,000 in in the first 30 something days. So you're just in 3 projects between the Undress, the water bottle, and Minitio. That's $1 million and something worth of sales in 30 something days.
And the people that you're targeting are just your network.
Oh, sorry. So when I started the Undress, I started a network, and then you start to see, for the first time, you start to see people coming in that aren't names you know.
Okay.
And that's really cool. In Kickstarter alone, it's kind of a search engine of its own. And it's a community of its own. So it'll serve up all these cool brands and these cool ideas that you may be interested in.
Gotcha.
Right? And you're like, yo. And the Kickstarter backers are the greatest, the greatest consumers.
Gotcha.
They're totally cool with supporting a guy like you or me on a dream. And they'll put their money down on it, on a person they don't know. It's amazing. And I think that that's so generous. And that's why we take care of our Kickstarter backers. And so, once in a while, you pull in, I think, when we did our last campaign that did about 500 something thousand, I think Kickstarter generated about 100K of that, $75,000 to $100,000 of new business I would have never gotten, not in Kickstarter. They just somehow pop up in the search engine, my dress or whatever product I have.
Got you.
And then, and so on the back end, by the way, there's a lot of analytics. So if we want to start getting really serious here, there's there's all of that. We try to keep it simple though. And then what happened? So we were going. We hit our goal. The $10,000 we did in first 24 hours. Blew my mind. I had no idea no one would want this dress. And then we kept going, and it got to 22, and I'm like, we hit our goal of 22,000. And it's kept growing to about 60, 70,000. It slowed down. And that's usually what happened in Kickstarter. At the beginning, first week or so, it's high, and then it drops. And then towards the end, when it's about to close out, it goes back up because there's a limited amount of time, and the stragglers jump in. They're like, oh, I don't want to miss it. Something happened. So here we are trying to push, and you try to market it through like PR, social media type stuff, all these different things, every way you can. You just basically go ahead and market it. One thing that ended up working, and I'll never forget it, was there was one particular radio show that had a Facebook page that had a couple million people following it. They were known for posting up weird stuff, comedy stuff, and all this stuff from the radio show related, I guess. They thought the dress was really innovative and cool. And they said, can we post it on our thing? And we gave them the video, and they posted it. It went viral. That went viral. As soon as that went viral, we were at about 90-something thousand or 100-something thousand. And I was already happy. I was like, oh, crap, we hit 100K on this dress. Some way, somehow. Even when I look back, I go, that's tough to do today. Back then, it was easier because Facebook was less guarded, and it was more organic reach. So... But when that went viral, bro, I remember everyone hitting me up and going, Dennis, are you seeing what's happening? We had 5 days left in the campaign. We were at $100,000. And if you remember what I told you, how much we made $615K. We made
5 days.
In the last 5 days, we made $100K per day.
Oh my God. Dude.
You know what's one of the coolest things ever? Is it pings you when someone buys the app. I didn't know what to do with myself. Do you know how many backers there are per day to do 100,000 in sales, and how many times you're getting pinged in a day? It was one of the coolest and like scary experiences ever, because you're sitting here getting all these orders. You don't have any dresses, by the way. Remember, I had no dresses. This is just a, do you believe in my idea, and would you buy one if I had one?
Yeah. They're
coming through, and I was blown away. I go, you know what, man? Let me do something crazy. I'm going to film myself, and I filmed the process. I filmed everything. And so one day I may release a doc on it, just the experience of it, hopefully inspire others that it can happen. I'm going to go get an In-N-Out burger. I'm going to sit down, I'm going to eat it and see how much money I make in that amount of time. So I sat down and I ate a burger. It took a few minutes. I looked up and I filmed it. And I don't know if I'm accurate right now, but I remember I looked and I went, I just ate an In-N-Out burger and I made $2,000. $2,000. And it's not stopping. We were getting orders from all around the world. And that was one of the coolest things ever. And no, that's not a normal thing. And to have 100,000 in a day. But that was when Facebook was viral and more. Now, like, Facebook knows if it's a Kickstarter, they're like, you're not paying us. Mm-hmm. We're cock blocking that. So the strategies are very different. But we got very lucky and fortunate. And it didn't stop after the Kickstarter. So we had a way of collecting more orders after, and we collected more, and that's why we got to 1 million pretty quick. And then, here's a good part of the story. You think everything's great. No, it's the beginning of hell. So,
oh my God.
Yeah. You're like, what happened, right? Factory issues. It was the craziest thing. I've never made a dress before, dude. Sold $1 million in dresses and never made one.
Oh my God.
So here we are going, we had a little factory, two people like in LA that were going to make 300 dresses. Whoa, we need to make 10,000. Oh. Not the same factory. They're like, nope, they can't do it. They just literally physically cannot do it. So we had to change. We were not prepared. And almost everything that could have went wrong went. So you want to talk about one of the most difficult times of my adult life was that. So we went hero to holy crap, what do we do next, right? And yeah, and so what I was smart enough to have someone help us. And this particular person, knew the industry, was basically agency for me, for factory and all that stuff. So going to help me out. Totally nice person. And I don't know what happened. Well, I do know what happened, but I don't know, put it on blast here on the show. But that was during the time when we had less than 100, like 50K or whatever. She said, I'll help you for X and whatever. I was like, cool. Okay. At least we got covered. Someone who knows what they're doing. As soon as we blew up, she comes back with a proposal. Same exact work, same exact thing she was going to do, but she goes, I want this instead. And my heart sank. And I told, and by the way, in April, who was originally worked for me, she loved the idea. She's the one that originally inspired me to go for it when she had that $1 million look. I ended up giving her ownership of the company, and she became a partner. And I looked at her at that moment. I said, I just want to let you know, this person wants this, and we don't have a factory right now. She flipped, and I'm all, and it's going to be okay. I was lying because I don't know, but I know it's going to be okay. And, yeah. And I went, oh, crap. So we had a factory. Craziest thing, that factory, there's greed everywhere, guys. That factory wanted our order, so they found us. They contacted us directly. And I'm like, sure, okay, I guess we can work with you, and we don't have any loyalty to the other person. And I guess they were the right person. We did the tour, we did the whole thing. Everything was great. It looks like they knew what they're doing, and nice guys. Like, everything was like right, and like, yeah, we're gonna get these dresses done. The dresses were supposed to be done on the end of like January 31st, the end of January, and to deliver in February. They're like, yeah, we could do it. Okay, cool. All right. Whew. So all the fabric, all the things, and these are all, I wanted to make them in the United States. And so made them in USA, LA. January 31st comes around. Not one dress is made yet. And I forked over $100,000 already or more. February, March.
Oh my God.
Slowly things are happening, and we're like going, what the hell's going on? And then I couldn't figure out what was up. And then they just had excuses. Their factory essentially got shut down. And so they started to farm out our work to other factories in LA. And I didn't realize. And so now we're visiting other factories to get our stuff done, and we don't know what's going on, and everyone's quiet to us, so we have no idea what's happening. March, April, May, June.
Oh my God, dude.
July. Imagine having 10,000 pissed off customers online. Where's my effing dress? You guys are blah, blah, blah. Da, 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 da. Dude, we had to live through that. It's painful. Now, what was crazy was during those months, I didn't sit back and do nothing.
Yeah.
We went up to LA every week checking, and dresses were there. Dresses were at the factory. Dresses were being made. We're going to be done next week. Done next week. Done next week. Done next week. Done in 2 weeks. And we'd be informing 10,000 people every single time they told us that. Oh, great. Good news. Their lies became our lies.
Oh,
and then they started to get upset. And we didn't know what was going on. Until finally, eventually, we ended up... Oh, by the way, I know you gave us money already. But it looks like we're going to need to charge you another... What? $2-3 per dress at 10,000 units? How much is that? 30 grand. Poof. Or we can't finish them. What do you do? Okay. But it wasn't one time. Next time, Dennis, we're so close. And all this pressure from 10,000 customers and us trying to get this done. And I'm staring at these dresses in different factories. And they're blaming the factories. They're saying the factories need more money. And I chuck more checks. I just want this done. Right? At that point, finally gets done. Finally, we ship them all out. And when we finally break off, and that was the craziest thing. I aged probably 5 years in those 6, 7, 8 months. And the craziest thing when we were done was we ended up finding out the truth. Right? Because we were no longer working with them and other people were telling us. And it was really simple when you think about it. Those guys were struggling. They grabbed our job. They took my down payment of 100,000 plus to finish other jobs they had no more money for. So they finished the other customers' jobs on my money. It happens all the time.
Yeah, especially in our industry.
There you go. So you already know this.
Yeah.
So that was it. And so they were just kind of waiting for me to give more checks or another job they can get to kind of finish our dresses.
Yeah.
And it took 8 months.
Oh my God, dude.
That killed us right from the, so we went 0, 0, but at the end of the day we delivered.
Yeah.
And that's all that mattered. I said no matter what we're delivering, I'm not screwing 10,000 people. And that was so hard, dude. It was like scary, everything. And we got it done. And then eventually, long story short, we keep going. And 6 years later now, 5 years later now, or whatever, we finally, it took this long to get factories that were reliable. And we've gone through other hell. Dude, 2 years ago, 2 years ago, we went through hell again. You think you couldn't learn from the first time? It wasn't us. There's just factories go out of business and factories do stupid stuff. And then you get stuck. And I was like, yeah. And so we lived through it again 2 years ago. And I'm just like, shoot me already. Like, how is this happening? And anyways, we ended up with a factory that has, been delivering over and over again consistently. And we're happy about that. Like, you have no idea. Yeah. Now it feels like we can build the business properly. But until, like I said earlier, factory fulfillment, you can't get those things right. Forget it. You're just, you're dead. And so there's my little story of the beginning of the undress.
I love it, dude, because it shows every aspect of business.
Oh my God.
People, if they just stopped listening to the story from 20,000 to 600,000.
Oh yeah.
To a million. Like that's a great story.
I wish that was the end of the story too. I wish it was.
But people rarely tell the meat and potatoes of it, dude.
Yeah, everybody's at the 10-year or 15-year high school reunion. Yeah. Everyone's doing amazing. Yeah. Everyone's got everything is all good. And they got this great opportunity and stuff, but that's not the truth. There's all this stuff that happens in the background. And that's why I said earlier, I was like, I'm not sure if everyone's built for this.
Yeah.
There's times throughout this whole process of just this one company. I mean, I have other things that I do, but this one company where I'm like, quit.
Yeah.
I've had to pull money out of my, everything, every single stop that I can. And guess what? We're successful. And we've just delivered the best dresses we've ever delivered ever.
Hell yeah.
And the customers that are happier than we've ever had them. So we're like, yes, I didn't want to quit. I was like, dude, I am not quitting on, like 2 years ago when it happened again. I was like, I'm not ending like this, dude. No way. And then we could have gotten out of business. Oh, on top of that, everything went to crap at the factory. We got held up basically. And then we got into COVID on top of that. And then COVID, our fulfillment center disappeared basically, sold themselves. We had our product missing in the middle of we don't know where, heading to Kentucky. All of the, like, it was unbelievable. Like, it's just like all these things that you can't possibly happen all happened. And like, did we just do this again? But luckily, hey, with Max Boost, everything was pretty much good to go. We had good factories, but this is just one of those. There's just a little bit of background I think that you appreciate.
Yeah, I love it, dude. And last time we were on here, I started to pick up a lot on your entrepreneur spirit, and I'm definitely glad that we were able to have you back in here to touch more on that.
Yeah, no, I just feel like I might. Oh, I guess by the time that people are listening to this, they're listening to this for this. I shouldn't feel bad we're talking about it. Right?
No, definitely,
because it's definitely not skate. It's definitely not cars.
No, but a lot of our listeners just like to listen to conversation. A lot of guys right now, they're just at their job and they're going through their day. And even with myself, dude, I'll listen to a Joe Rogan podcast. I don't even know who the guest is. I'm not familiar with like their even field of work, but I just like the way that Joe Rogan interviews, so I'll listen to it and I'll figure out a lot of useful things that I could apply to my own life.
Yeah, cool.
So I'm sure a lot of people listening right now.
That's true. I had some people say like our Max Boost Mondays go like 2 hours, which I never thought in my life. I go 2 hours of talking. That's crazy, but they listen.
Yeah,
like he's like, I'm at my job, like you said, I'm at what is that? I think like AutoZone or something.
Yeah,
they play it at AutoZone. I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah, I've heard had that happen too, man. Shout out to all you guys, man.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're on the YouTube video right now, just comment real quick where you're listening from and just what you thought of the episode, man. It's inspiring.
I hope so. Yeah, and if you
is.
and yeah, for sure, I appreciate anyone that's listened this long. Like I said, man, yeah, I'm like literally here just trying to see if I inspire anybody.
You inspire me, bro.
Yeah, so there you go.
I got some ideas cooking already.
Yeah, man, let's do something.
But yeah, definitely, Dennis, we will, man. I'm excited for you, and I'm excited for your future, and to see the rest of this journey of Max Boost and everything else you got going on.
I'll come back with some of that stuff. Yeah, does your wife like handbags?
Yeah.
I got you.
She definitely
I forgot. Swimwear brand. I invented a swimsuit.
Oh my god.
I know, dude.
Dude, next time I come up with an idea, I'm gonna hit you up.
Hit me up. I'll tell you how to launch these things. People pay me a ton of money for that, and I don't.
I like Max Boost. I like what you've created. I'm definitely a Dennis fan.
Right on, man.
Like,
thank you.
You're sparking a lot of stuff in my head right now, bro.
That's all I want.
I appreciate it.
I want you to go to whatever your 100 is, man. Like,
hell yeah.
That's how I am with my crew, my people, whatever. It's like always get their back. We got one life, man. I think if there's anything to say, it's like you got one life. They say that the thing that they see at retirement homes, right? The number one thing that is said is people wish that they went for the things that they wanted.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. So you have a chance to do it. And we all do. Like if you're watching this, you're probably on the younger side of things. Do it now.
Yeah.
And and hopefully just here this inspires you to take that move. And but I'm on your side, Frank.
Thank you.
I'm a fan of yours for sure.
Thank you.
And I'm going to say it again, dude. I'm always a fan of people that take something that they love, like with a passion, and they turn it into a vision of entrepreneurship. Because at the end of the day, what businesses are companies and people who build these products, all we try to do is serve. You're serving your community, man, with what you do. I'm trying to serve my community what I do. You talked about art being a gift from you, and that's why you want to know that it impacted them. It's exactly what you're doing every time you ship something out from here. And so I'm a fan of yours. This is real. Like what I love about you is what's in here is real. I can tell and I can feel this is your heart, soul, all up on these walls, and that matters. And there's need more people like you, more companies like you.
Dennis, Thank you for your time, man.
For sure.
I know time is valuable, and I really appreciate you sharing it with us.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So, guys, listening, make sure you guys check out Max Boost Comics on Instagram. The website is
maxboost.com.
Maxboost.com. Go check it out. Go support.
And the special secret sauce website address is downstar.maxboost.com. Put
I can't
your email
wait.
in there. So you get in the special sauce list, and we'll see if we do anything special for you guys.
This is so amazing. You have no idea, dude. Like, even the quality and the details.
The print is insane.
Wow. This is so crazy, dude. Guys, we're going to do something.
We're going to do something.
For sure.
So you want to know first, you go there.
For sure, guys. Thank you for listening. MaxBoost.com. Make sure you guys check them out at Max Boost Comics on Instagram. We'll have everything listed below.
And I'm coming back. I'm interviewing you.
Yes, please do.
We're going to do it one day.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to ask. Have you ever been on a racetrack?
No.
That's not an okay answer in the world of Dennis Caco. So I am inviting you, if you want, to come out to, in October,
Yes.
to NASA's Button Willow event
Uh-huh.
and drive your ass off in whatever car you want to bring, and you can come out to the racetrack with an instructor on us.
Dude, I'll bring that motherfucker right there, bro.
What?
I'll bring that car right there, dude.
It's ready. It's ready to go.
Oh,
Okay.
it'll be ready in October.
I was gonna say
We're starting a Kickstarter, guys. Make sure you check it out.
You might need a hood.
We'll put a hood
just for
on.
tech. But dude, no, we'd love to have you as a guest.
Dude, I would
to
love
the track.
it, bro.
Man, maybe film your first experience.
Hell yeah.
Inspire all you guys out there that are listening right now. One of my other passions is on the track, going to the racetrack. If you think you love your car, dude, it's like owning a gun and never shooting it.
Yeah.
Bro, take it to the racetrack. Trust me. And so Frank's gonna go out there. Hopefully, yeah, we should film that.
Ah, dude, I'm so with that, bro.
Yeah. I'll be
get the
driving.
car
I'll
all
be
ready to
driving
go.
his BMW.
Yeah, you can take that one.
I'm so down.
Oh, man.
But yeah, and then if I have it, maybe you can drive the Maximus Midori too.
Bro, I'm down. I'm down for it.
So anyways.
Let's definitely keep in touch, dude. I love your energy, Dennis.
Let's do.
You're the fucking man.
Let's go.
Hell yeah, guys. Thank you guys for listening. Once again, we're going to be doing giveaways. Just read the details in this YouTube video and check out our Instagrams, like I said, Max Boost Comics or Downtime with Downstar. Yeah, this is episode 228. And if you guys want to listen to more of Dennis and Max Boost, make sure you guys check out the first episode, which is episode number 162. So if you guys want to hear the past of the brand, check that out. And yeah, guys, keep on keeping on like Joe Dierte. We out. Peace.